11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the Westburg Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Lando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by HialeahParkCasino.com. Enjoy simulcast racing, dining, a magnificent poker room, and a casino with the most popular machines on the market. OKCoin.com. Download the app on iOS, Google Play, or Windows. OKCoin.com with over 50 different coins and incredible staking rewards. Pallet Rack City. There's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OKCoin studios. OKCoin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world, founded in 2013. OKCoin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OKCoin studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, good morning, good Monday morning. Welcome aboard to the beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. Normally we're here on Thursdays, but today, Alarmo, Sean, and myself felt like we had to make an early appearance. No, seriously, we're headed to Vegas tomorrow, so we're not going to be in town. So we're doing our weekly appearance, like we told you last week. We would be here to have some fun at Hialeah Park. So we are here. Welcome aboard, and so we'll be out here till about 1 o'clock. We'll have some fun. No, 1 o'clock. It'll be we will cut off at 1 o'clock today. Today we got to pace. This week we got to pace ourselves. And by the way, let me prepare you for what's coming this week, okay? Because we're going to change the way we broadcast this week. There's going to be some different times. Follow us on Twitter at Big O Show, just in case, so you won't forget, all right? Tomorrow will be a normal show at 10 o'clock. We'll be on till 1 like normal. Wednesday, we're going to be on at noon, okay? Noon Eastern. Be 9 a.m. for us out at West, but it'll be noon Eastern, and it'll be Inside the Paint from noon to 1 o'clock. And then we're going to come on for about an hour. It'll be 1 to 2. We're going to do a really short show. And then after that, we're done. And then we will come back. Wait, that's Wednesday. No, Wednesday we'll do a normal show. I'm sorry. Wednesday we'll do a normal show. We'll be at Tommy Rocker's. That's right. So we'll come on at noon, which is 9 a.m. there. They'll do the hour, and then we will come on and then do our regular show for a couple of hours. So I would imagine we'll be on to about 3 or 4 o'clock p.m. And then on Thursday, here's where it gets tricky. So Thursday, we'll be on for 1 hour, and it'll be at 11 a.m. on Thursday from about 11 a.m. to noon. Because I'll be doing it from our place in Vegas. And then we come back on Thursday night, and we're on at 8 o'clock, live from Tommy Rocker's in Las Vegas with our Slowman's NFL Draft Show. And, of course, we'll be on at 8 o'clock, and we'll be on till, I would imagine, around midnight. I would think that show will go on for 4 hours. We got guests galore. By the way, none of our Dolphin insiders will be on throughout the week. They will all be on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday during the draft broadcast. That's when all of our insiders will be on. They'll be on multiple times so we can keep up with all the different things changing. Ian Rappaport will be on also with us. He'll be on Saturday towards the end, more recapping the draft. We were setting up, Sean and I, kind of the guest list and all that good stuff. We got a really strong guest list. All kinds of people will be joining us, insiders locally, nationally. We're also going to have a lot of Dolphin YouTubers with us. Dougley Durant will be joining us. Reason's going to be joining us too. Mike from Dolphins Talk is going to be joining us. I am awaiting word from one more person that I put out a request to, so we can get that one also. But we are almost loaded up for the program. I mean, we got an absolutely loaded program for you. You're going to love the draft coverage that we've got set up for you. Working hard for that draft coverage. So appreciate all of you out there. So Friday we'll be on again. I believe it's 11 a.m. also Eastern, again for about an hour. And then we come back on Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern when the draft starts. We will start from Tommy Rocker's. Is that the day that the Raiderettes are there, Friday or Saturday? Friday. So Friday, you got a special treat. You guys know the Raiderettes are like, they're smoke shows, right? I mean, they're hot normally, smoke. So the bar we're going to be at, it's a big ass bar, multiple floors, all that kind of stuff. That Friday, the Raiderettes are going to be there. Okay. Not that we root for the Raiders, but hey, man, you always root for the Raiderettes, right? So Sean has this really difficult job that while I'm on, he's going to give us a live feed downstairs of the Raiderettes. You sure you can handle that job, Sean? You'll try? You sure? Okay. I don't know. You know, I worry about Sean. I give him sometimes these really difficult assignments. And, you know, this could be called abuse. I don't know. You're not going to sue me for employer abuse, right? No, you sure? Okay. Happened out of the state of Florida. Okay, so is that a loophole for me? I don't know.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh, that's very true. So on Friday, you'll be treated to an extra treat. Just saying. And I don't know, maybe Sean, you know, he's down there and he talks to the head of the Raiderettes and says, hey, you know, we'd like to invite one of the ladies upstairs or all the ladies upstairs to join O for a quick interview. You know what I mean? You never know. But either way, because of the capabilities that we have, which allows us to have multiple cameras, we are going to give you a little dose of the Raiderettes. So there you go. All right. Looking forward to that. So, yeah, we are loaded for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The kind of draft show Listen, we understand lazy radio's in town. All they ever do is repeat segments and interviews and, you know, put on the same shows in two different stations. So we understand that they have no resources and they can't really go out and put together a real draft show for you. That's why we are your official sports talk destination where you can actually get real coverage of the NFL draft. You know, so we'll be ready. And if the Dolphins trade into the first round, we'll be broadcasting. We'll be the only ones giving the Dolphin Nation around the world 3 nights of draft coverage of the NFL draft and specifically the Miami Dolphins. Nobody does that. Nobody's going to do that for you, but we are. Okay? So, looking forward to it. And this is a great way for us to kind of, warm the seat up, set the primer for next year when there's 2 1s, a 2 and two 3s. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get all the kinks out this year, figuring everything out, and we'll be even better prepared for the following season and every other season after that. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Good stuff. A lot of good stuff is happening on the show. We are growing every single day, and we appreciate all of you as always. We are going to have Ira on a little earlier than expected. He's going to join us now here at the top of the hour. Let's get into a little basketball with Ira Winderman and our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Is the man, the myth, the legend that is Ira Winderman. Ira, good morning, sir.
Good morning. And I just want you to know the reach of your show is such that I'm sitting there in Atlanta getting ready for the game, and a guy screams over from the standing room beer only section and goes to me, "Hey, Ira, I love you on the Big O Show." So clearly you've developed your following in Atlanta as well.
Dude, you know Atlanta's in our top 10 of downloads?
Well, now I know why, and I got to tell you, and if you listen to the end of that Heat game with the Let's Go Heat chants, there's a hell of a lot of Heat fans here as well.
Oh, yeah. No, we have a lot of listeners in Atlanta. Atlanta is a Miami hotbed. People don't realize that. I realize that because the beauty about doing what I'm doing now is I have the insight on everything now. The numbers, everything, content, and obviously sponsors and everything. So you get to control everything and you know the reality of everything. And Atlanta, New York, Southern California, Northern California, and Hawaii are all in our top 20, actually. Okay?
Sure, they love the 3 a.m. Inside the Heat Acura Pembroke Pines report in Hawaii.
I think the Hawaii, it's because of one dude, obviously. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. But it's amazing, and I think people don't. They like we had Henry Revolta on. He's a boxing promoter, and he's obviously in charge of the card at Hialeah Park later on this month when we come back from Vegas. And I had him on last week, and 2 of his friends that hadn't talked to him in 20 years reached out to him and, "Hey, man, I saw you on the Big O Show," and all that stuff. And I think people still don't. I kind of pinch myself, and so does Sean. We're pacing for 26 million downloads this year. So obviously, this is the way that people are communicating nowadays. Traditional radio and traditional television is just not the way. These platforms where, the on-demand product of it, it's a savior for so many people that if they don't want to hear the whole show and they just want to hear Inside the Paint or our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports, that's exactly what they do, or a rant on the Heat or whatever. Right. And I think that kind of comfort and convenience for the listener is exactly what they've been searching for, because on demand is what it's all about.
Well, and we'll give them plenty of Heat content, it looks like, for at least another 2 weeks after this.
Well, last time I checked, we're the only, platform in town with Heat reports every single day. So I don't know. I don't think everybody else does that, right? I think we're the only ones that do that.
You have cornered the market, my friend.
Well, we're not done yet, actually. A little bit more, and it'll be completely cornered. Trust me on that. We're just getting started, so it's a beautiful thing. Anyway, so it was just nice to see on Sunday that they did what they were supposed to do on Friday, because Friday was frustrating. Once Lowry went out, it was almost like things kind of went haywire, and they weren't able to find their groove. But on Sunday, obviously, Spo gets to sit back, figure things out, and run the game plan. Why weren't they able to do a little bit of what they did on Sunday, on Friday? So Sunday would have been an elimination game
Well,
instead.
I think, like you said, I mean, the Heat are very much a scatter report team, very much an alignment team, and when that shock sort of happened in the game on Friday, and Kyle Lowry goes out, all of a sudden you're reconfiguring on the fly, which Eric Spoelstra can do.
Very good.
He does that well. What
Yeah.
he does excellent is when he has the time to fully game plan. Again, guys like you and I who go back over the years to the torment of Jeremy Lin when Linsanity was running wild with the Knicks. He came in the Thursday before the All-Star game. Mario Chalmers and the Heat destroyed him, basically ended Linsanity forever because they had a chance to game plan for that game. We've seen it in other playoff matchups over the years as well. Eric Spoelstra went back to the laboratory, broke down everything, had his people break down the numbers, came with a different rotation, a different look, and it worked out. But the bottom line is this. Big O, if Trae Young's floater doesn't dance around the rim 4 times before going in on Friday, we're done. That's it. So Atlanta, everyone's talking about Atlanta hanging by a thread. It's almost less than that. It's one shot or else you're talking sweep in this series. So I think the Heat are feeling good about themselves. But they also know this. Philly is playing Toronto tonight. If they win, Philly is done for the week. You don't want your opponent in the next round to have that much more rest than you. Looks like right now, if Philly ends their series tonight and the Heat end their series Tuesday, they were probably going to start Saturday, when the Dolphins finally jump into the draft. So we'll have that. So I don't think the Heat wants a situation where they're playing through Thursday and Philly has 5 days of rest. And all of a sudden, the Heat becomes what Atlanta was in this series, the team with the quick turnaround. They understand that this is still an older roster. PJ Tucker, Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler. Rest would help everyone. So you know what? They know what they need to do, but they really do need to take care of business on Tuesday, especially if Philadelphia wins tonight against Toronto.
Do we know how bad the Lowry hamstring injury is?
Well, the Heat would never let you know. Number 2, as we know, hamstrings are really touchy. And there's always the fear of pushing it too much and then a hamstring strain, which is basically a partial tear anyway, becomes a full tear. But the one thing I will say this, and I don't mean this condescendingly or anything like that at all. If there's a player on the Heat who does not rely on his athleticism, it might be Kyle Lowry. So it's not like you're saying we have this explosive player who might not be able to be explosive. That's never what Kyle Lowry does. He almost walks the game. I mean, this isn't a guy who's pushing the ball like crazy. He's using his pitch aheads and getting it to other players. So I do think he will be able to come back from this kind of injury a little bit sooner than others because he knows his game, because it's not explosion-based. He's been very confident. He was moving well when I saw him after the game last night. Not that that means anything necessarily. Again, this usually is a 1-week injury. So it was sustained on Friday. If they get the week off and don't open against Philly until Saturday, that'll be a major bonus for the Heat.
Listen, younger players, Devin Booker gets a hamstring injury, right? And it's obviously pretty serious, the one that he has apparently, that they're worried about him. But I have to say this. I still look at him and I look at his conditioning and I just say, I just wonder if Pat Riley sits in those seats and goes, I got to try to convince him to get in better shape for next season or something.
It's just not
contract goes on.
It's not who he is innately.
Know,
and I've said this before.
I've
said this before. I really doubt the Heat made Kyle Lowry go through their conditioning test. I find that hard to believe. This is something your listeners here I've been speaking about, and people need to know. This is not the Pat Riley Heat. This is not our way or the highway. This is learning to work with the modern NBA player, the modern star, and meet them halfway. So maybe instead of doing full court suicides, Kyle Lowry only had to go to midcourt and then head back during his conditioning drill. They're playing to the player. If you're asking me, hey, Iris, Kyle Lowry buff? No, Kyle Lowry's never been buff.
Never.
But he's still fashioned a career that has him on the cusp of at least a chance for the Hall of Fame. That's who he is. This Heat regime never would have put the weight clause in Tim Hardaway's contract that Pat Riley did. These are different times. And that's why Eric Spoelstra is such a good coach, because he's adjusting to the time, because he's not going to rant about players' conditioning. He's going to live with the results.
Yeah, and let's be, again, you and I, we're a little older, so we have perspective. We lived it. Hardaway was coming with a reputation that wasn't supposedly a good one at that moment, disgruntled, all that kind of stuff. And so Riley was kind of protecting himself at that moment. Lowry, his reputation's impeccable. You know what I mean? He's just that dude that he's old school basketball. You know what I mean? He's the guy that played 30, 40 years ago that got in shape with training camp and all off season was hanging out fishing and drinking beer. That's what the old athlete used to be like. You know what I mean?
Cigarettes in the locker room. Exactly.
Right.
And you know what? Maybe Kyle goes for a smoke every now and then. I'm not saying he does, but I'm just saying is sometimes you have to accept the players for who they are.
Yeah,
in other words, is Jimmy Butler an a-hole? Of course he is. He's always been. The Heat lets him be that here. That's the difference. That's why when you have Spoelstra versus Haslam versus Jimmy Butler, it happens and it moves on and you go on to the next thing. In the old days, Pat Riley probably would have fought and Zoe would have had to hold him back like he did against Shaq. It's different times. You can't be the old man. It's like those progressive commercials. You can't be that way anymore. You've got to understand. You've got to adjust to the times a little more. Eric Spoelstra is very good at that.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy is a well-conditioned son of a bitch that is truly committed to basketball. And Lowry is a professional who's truly committed to basketball, but not necessarily his body.
Yeah,
but
you will see.
You are going to get a truly committed player, at least to the basketball.
Yes, you will see shirtless Jimmy Butler pregame in practice when you're interviewing him. Kyle without a shirt, really haven't seen it so far. And you know what? Really don't need to see it either. Yeah.
Yeah, dad bod. That's why. So smart move on his part. All right. How about Depot yesterday? That was nice for him to get a little PT and be able to show.
Yeah, you know what it was, and Eric's supposed to totally misunderstood my question, which was forget about the stats, that he's transcending his stats line because it didn't matter if he didn't do anything. The one thing I love about Eric, he has an agenda. Kevin Lockery once told me this when I did his show back on another channel that a station you were on at one time. He says, never answer the question, answer the answer. And Eric Spoelstra wanted to make his point, and he made his point in that dark post-game interview room there. And I agree with that Victor Oladipo can't be about the stats. That ship has sailed. You're not going to get 40-point Victor Oladipo when Jimmy is playing, when Kyle is playing, when you have your whole rotation. But if Victor Oladipo can contribute his special elements in limited doses, he makes your rotation better. Big O, I've said this from the start since the Max Drew switch in the starting lineup. I believe Tyler Hero and Dwayne Dedmon are the only givens off the bench that gets you 7 deep. Beyond that, it could be Gabe, it could be Duncan, it could be Caleb, it now could be Vic. And Spoelstra will mix and match depending on what he needs. So yes, when he said, stop with this 9-man rotation thing, I agree, but I still think he'll generally play 9. And you're starting to see what the Big O started talking about way back in November and December. Duncan Robinson's attempts and minutes are shrinking, which is Spoelstra's way of keeping Duncan Robinson engaged, but he's no longer force-feeding the minutes. The best are the ones who are playing.
Bam Adebayo. We love him. We know he's a hell of a player. Will he ever become a situational, selfish son of a bitch? Will he become a triple S? We've been asking that for a while. And the passive moments just show up way too much still for a guy you're paying that kind of money. But I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think he will ever become that alpha that you're looking for. And also, let me add a caveat. He is such a respectful human being that I wonder if he doesn't allow the butterfly to finally get out of the cocoon, because he's also got a Jimmy and a Lowry now in there. And is he still deferring, or is it that moment is just never going to come? Because you watch him last night, and it's just like, come on, dude, take over, demand the ball, attack, and it's just never there. So
You
what's
know
the
what?
deal?
I'm going to 50% agree and 50% disagree for this reason.
Okay,
Can Bam Adebayo be an alpha, a son of a bitch, a demanding player? Yes, on defense. That's what he does excellently. So it's sort of like when you're talking to me about football in the NFL draft and you're going to go to me, Ira, this guy is a terrific running back, but his pass protection and blocking are a concern. But you know that going in.
right.
Big O, you know this. You've been to Canton. There are a ton of NFL running backs in Canton who couldn't block worth a crap, but they knew what they did well, and they did that. It's sort of like the whole Mike Gesicki debate. He's a great receiver and a meh kind of blocker, but
Yeah,
still.
you don't want Barry Sanders taking on blocks, dude.
Right. So
I'm with you.
so Bam is the opposite. Bam is a great defender. I don't ever think you were going to use the words Bam and great offensive player together. I don't think he has that skill set. I don't think he has the whole repertoire. And you know what? Oh, we're 5 years in now. So now you're at a point to sort of know who you are. So I think Bam can always give you a nice 16 points, 17 points. But the outliers are going to be the 30-point games. They're going to be the 28-point games. He just doesn't have that in his repertoire. And you know what? His focus will always be on the defensive end. And that's laudable because there's enough offensive players on the Heat who don't play defense or can't play defense. That's what you need. In this mix, Big O, Bam Adebayo can be a star. With another team, a Sacramento, a craptastic team, you'd go to yourself, man, when's this guy going to do anything? Because you don't get it. Here, he's doing what he is asked. Maybe this is who Bam Adebayo is, a very nice 16-point-a-game player. But if you push for more, you've seen, Big O, you've seen when he forces shots. Yeah. I'd rather not go during a game, what the hell is Bam trying to do? Instead, I'd rather say, he only took 7 shots. Hey, but they won by 26. I'm good with that. I think that's who he is.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those where I look at it and I kind of get a little frustrated with it. I'm wondering,
and I can understand.
Will he be that guy? And it just doesn't seem like he's gonna. That's why maybe in years to come, the rise of Tyler Hero is so important because once Jimmy starts to fade, you hope the development of Caleb Martin and all these other guys, it kind of helps Bam because Bam's going to. It's almost like the Dwight Howard Orlando team in a way, you know what I mean? Although Bam's a little bit more skilled, but still not an offensive powerhouse.
I'm gonna go in another
shooters. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go in a different direction. I think they can get that yin and yang with another player with development, and that's Omer Yurtseven, who's a very skilled offensive player. Yes. So maybe that's the ultimate makeup of this. Hey, Bam isn't scoring. We need center points. Omer now is in his second year, his third year. Maybe we see him in summer league again. Right. And I think. And I think that's where he grows. So all of a sudden, you might have that very nice compliment. Bam's not scoring. We need an offensive center. Hey, Omer, come in, shoot some threes, do your little footwork there in their low post, and maybe that's what it works out. So when you have dead men right now, you don't have that mix. But again, this is growing. This is the really good thing about this roster. This is an in-the-moment, win-now roster with Lowry and Butler and Tucker. But this also, like I wrote in my Sunday column with the Sun Sentinel looking ahead to the draft, man, there's a really good developmental pipeline on this team. You've got young players in Bam and Hero as the cornerstones going forward, but you do have a Yurtseven, you do have a Gabe Vincent, you have a Strus, you have guys like Javonte Smart and Michael Mulder and Omer Yurtseven growing into it also. They have a really nice mix with what they're doing. Hey, a year from now, maybe we're talking about Haywood Highsmith. Yeah, who knows?
10 minutes last night, I know. So I said, and of course, Sean, myself, and you, and I'm sure Anthony will be there. All of us will be. And this platform will be over in the Vegas Summer League covering it. So as you know, this is going to be a hardcore sports platform. So we're covering it.
Hey, I'm looking forward to a week of buffets and Big O.
There you go. Well, Mr. Buffets over there, buddy. Right there. He can't wait for the buffets. Let's move over to another team and another player.
And I know who you're going to.
Yeah, and I mentioned to you last week, is Kevin Durant getting a little old, or is he worn down, or what the hell is going on? And dude, I mean, the effort in that game was not impressive on his part. Was this a guy that checked out? Was this a guy that got old? Was this a guy that just got tired of everything, or was it all of the above?
Kevin Durant is a great player amid greatness. We saw that in the Olympics with Team USA and Greg Popovich over the summer in Japan. We saw that with the Warriors. There's not a lot alongside. Man, you can't trust Kyrie Irving. So
No.
I think what's happening is you can't trust Kyrie. This Ben Simmons crap. He's close. He's coming. He's almost going to be there. These older veterans, God bless Gore and Dragic, but there's a reason the Raptors moved on from him because of his age of 36 years old. And I think Kevin Durant's at the point he's looking around, he's going, wait a minute. I started the season, I had James Harden with me. I was supposed to have a better version of Kyrie before this whole vaccine thing. So, Big O, look at what Kevin Durant thought he was going to have. He was going to have Kyrie for a full season instead of just road games. He was going to have James Harden giving a crap and wanting to be there for years into the future. I think Kevin Durant saw all this crumble around him, and he just reached a point, it's like, what the F? I'm a guy who left a very good Oklahoma City team because I wanted more. I left a great Golden State team because I wanted more. He probably has less surrounding him than going back to the days he was drafted with the Seattle Supersonics, a team that doesn't even exist anymore in that city. I think Kevin Durant is just what the F. I spent my summer with greatness with Bam and Draymond and all those players at the Olympics. I started my season with Kyrie and Harden. What am I left with? What the hell am I doing here? Yeah, he very much has the, as they say in the NBA, the Cancun look about him.
By the way, now that all of this has developed between Boston and the Nets and everything, did you see the video that resurfaced from the offseason from Kevin Durant? He had a message for the Celtics. So, Sean, if you can pull it up for us here, let's play it for the audience out there. I don't know if you saw this, Ira. If you didn't, well, this is now starting to go viral. Now that they're down 3-0 and on the brink of getting eliminated, this video from Kevin Durant, Olympics, Patty Mills, all this stuff airs. Go ahead, Sean. Fire away.
Get out of here, man. That's my team.
Hey,
right
yo.
Yeah,
Hey, Patty coming back to the BK. Black and white. Hey, you balling. I got 40 tonight. There's going to be problems for the Boston Celtics this year. I'm telling you.
Fuck out of here.
We know how to lock Patty ass up. This guy's a problem.
There you go. So he was already.
Hey, yo.
He was already talking trash to the Boston Celtics.
Well, that was Ime Udoka, who was an assistant coach with the National League. But again, Big O, look at what he thought he had. He didn't know about this vaccine crap with Kyrie, that he was going to bail on his team. He didn't know that James Harden was going to spend more times at the club and the buffet than caring about the game. What he thought he had in August is nothing close to what the Brooklyn Nets were, and we've learned that along the way, including I think he thought he had a better level of coaching than Steve Nash has shown us through the first 3 games of that series.
Kyrie, does he have to settle for a show me contract from somebody? Because I'm just wondering.
Kyrie?
Yeah, I mean, is Kyrie going to give? Isn't he up for an extension?
He's up for an extension. He has another year on his deal. So you know what? There's 2 guys who were extension eligible, and that was a concern of Brooklyn, Harden and Kyrie. I wonder about even more than what you're saying, Big O, Harden. If you're Philadelphia, I mean, Harden is due this massive extension starting at $50 million a year. But don't you save your money for Tyrese Maxey, who might be the better player right now? So it's going to be interesting. Daryl Morey can go ahead and give Harden the extension because the one thing we know about Daryl Morey, when the going gets tough, he'll just leave and go to the next place and leave scorched earth in his wake like he did in Houston. That's what I'm curious about. Can James Harden resurrect himself to be worth that extension? I think that's the bigger extension question going forward.
Did you just say Daryl Morey is the LeBron of general managers?
Or the Kevin Durant when you look at players who come and go? We shall see.
No, I mean, because Kyrie is so unreliable.
Oh, I agree. I think
phenomenal, but a year from now, when he's up for that big extension, I can't see the Nets giving it to him.
He's not a good, trustworthy, reliable teammate, and I think that's the concern. Is that look, he won in Cleveland because he had LeBron and he had Kevin Love, and he made some plays in that. But you look at what happened at the end in Cleveland, the end in Boston, maybe now the end in Brooklyn. Man, if I'm a teammate, I just don't know if I could trust that guy.
Right, exactly. Now, Simmons, I got to give Screamin' A some credit. I was watching the Countdown show or whatever the hell it's called, and he talked about, hey, when the collective bargaining agreement is up, owners are going to say, well, these guaranteed deals, look at Ben Simmons. We can't have this kind of stuff go on. Look at Kyrie Irving. How much will Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons kind of affect future CBA negotiations? Because it's nice to have guarantees, but the guarantees are also a disaster if you have a Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I don't think those are going away. I remember Big O when I started, they were 7-year contracts, and then they shortened them to 5. I think the contract maximum length might change.
But
But this,
language is what I'm saying. Could there be more protective language
that's going
to
to be up.
these
That's going to
kind
be
of
up to the
things?
individual team. And I'll give you an example. NFL, you're seeing what's going on in Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. They
Yes.
didn't have to guarantee, but they did. So I think more of that will be in the moment. And what happens on those deals is this one word, Big O: desperation. If you're desperate, you do stupid things. So I
Yeah.
think it's going to be more of an individual responsibility of teams than the league or the Players Association legislating. Hey, you took on that contract, Cleveland. Something happens. There's lawsuits. Roger Goodell says it's not happening. He says
Your
he's getting
problem.
his money. That's going to be really interesting with the Cleveland Browns. I think the NBA understands this is the league where only 5 players play at a time. You need greatness. You pay for greatness. Look, Big O, you're still not sure about the Jimmy Butler contract extension. You've gone on record. Wait till
And
he's
And
38.
Lowry. And
Wait till he's
Lowry. I'm
38.
worried about the
Kyle
backcourt.
Lowry has 2 years left at roughly $60 million at 36 years old. You
For
do
sure.
what you've got to do in these sports. Look, they probably was the only team offering Kyle Lowry 3 years at $85 million. That's why they got him. As much as he's the godfather of Jimmy Butler's daughter, you do what you need to do. That's more of an individual thing than a collectively bargained thing, I believe.
Although in hindsight now, those contracts aren't going to be so bad if Tyler and Caleb and Gabe and all these
Yeah,
cats
I'm not
develop.
doubting Pat Riley and
You know
Andy
what I'm
Ellis work. And I
saying?
got to tell you,
That's the thing.
I think Jimmy Butler will be a son of a bitch until the day he's done playing like LeBron. No one's questioning LeBron's 38 and he can't play.
Hey, Zoe was a rotational son of a bitch.
Right.
Jimmy can go from starter, and as you elevate the young guys, he can be the rotational son of a bitch the same way Zoe was. No different.
Or even Jimmy, I just think there's certain guys that age matters less because of the way they maintain their body, because of the kind of drive they have. Look, like we said, Jimmy's never getting a dad body. Jimmy will be washboard when he's 50. He'll be the old guy you see in the beach who takes off his shirt. Then maybe you don't want to see him take off his shirt, but that's who Jimmy will be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you there. Hey, you mentioned that we're going to another place. You mentioned Seattle, which doesn't have the NBA team. We're going to Vegas this week. When the hell does the NBA give Seattle and Vegas their teams? Because there's no freaking way the NBA is going to allow two of the better cities, 2 cities that are better than some of the current cities they already have in the NBA, and the way Vegas is growing. Plus, it's been a basketball. I'm shocked that the NBA wasn't the first, sport in Vegas.
Here's the problem. When you
Just happened.
expand, you're dividing the pie up by extra percentages. You're taking slices out of there. So
Right.
what you do is the cost benefit analysis. Would you rather have this great new massive deal, especially with streaming that's coming up now, divided by 30 or divided by 32? The difference is the valuations of franchises now being in the billions.
Right.
And the talk of an NBA expansion franchise maybe being $3-4 billion. I think after the pandemic and some of the recent losses, I think some of these owners would rather have the money now than the long-term 1/30th of the deal moving forward. So I agree. Henry Abbott of True Hoop wrote a story about it. Seattle and Vegas are looking very viable. And here's the other part of that equation. There are some teams in the Western Conference who are desperate to get back to the East because of TV scheduling and stuff like that. Teams like New Orleans, teams like Memphis, where it makes sense to play an Eastern Conference schedule also. So by adding 2 teams in the West, you're able to bring 2 of the West, quote unquote, teams that are in the East back. So those cities make sense from a standpoint there of getting East and West conferences that are more East and West.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, New Orleans is already. They should be grateful they even have a team. Actually, that team should be in Seattle.
Well, that was because of
or
Katrina, and that
know.
David Stern said, "We will take care of you. We're not letting up." I think you might see some movement of teams down the road, but I think those expansion cities you mentioned make a lot of sense.
You got it. All right, good stuff. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you
Well,
out?
I wrote a story. Trae Young said after last night's game that he has to go back to high school for the last time he was defended like that. And Jimmy Butler said, God, I love you, guy. I know that we're tormenting you. We'll be friends after the series, but we ain't stopping. And what the Heat have done to Trae Young, like we mentioned with Jeremy Lin and Linsanity, you give Eric Spoelstra time in the laboratory, my God, that Dr. Frankenstein will come up with something, and he has against Trae. He is so far in that kid's head, it's almost scary.
Yeah, but you have to have the players that will go out and do what the coach needs you to do too.
I agree.
Miami has the players
The
have the
dogs.
defensive disposition.
Yes, they
for
have
this
the
kind of
dogs.
stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's twofold. Let's give obviously Spo a ton of credit, but let's give the fact that the front office went and got players that've got that dog in them and they're able to do that. Maybe that's why Robinson didn't play a bunch of minutes. You needed more dogs in there.
Absolutely. We will see on Tuesday. But Big O, thanks. You've made me miss my flight maybe now. I will talk to you guys on Wednesday. We'll figure out the time based on tomorrow's Heat game. Thanks, Big O.
Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heapy. Thank you, Ira. There's Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
There you go. All righty. Let me make sure here. All right. So I just got to I'm learning my lesson here. Well, you know what? I'll wait to talk about it later on. All right. Anyway, if you all want to get in on the program, remember you can reach out to us on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. Remember, we're going to give away 3 of these Slowmans today. Okay, because the great people at Slowman's, I asked them for an extra Slowman, an extra Alarmo for the road, and sure enough, they gave it to me. But when they sent it to me, they sent me a bunch of them. So I said, all right, well, then let's have some fun. Let's give away 3 Alarmos. Not giving away an alarm system. We're giving away an Alarmo, okay? And if you want a chance to win an Alarmo, you have to send me your name, email address, cell number, and you send it to our Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. You can also send it to our DM on our Twitter page at Big O Show, on Instagram at Big O Radio Show, and even on email, BigORadioshow@yahoo.com. You got that? BigORadioshow@yahoo.com. Email. Instagram, Big O Radio Show. Twitter, just at Big O Show. And then you can also reach out to us on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. Gilbert Martinez, thank you, sir, for giving us some love on the Super Chat. He's a fumbling and a bumbling. Sean Stanley will have it. Once again, Gilbert Martinez, thank you, sir, for the Super Chat. Super Chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super Chat. All right. Zoe Vegas says, Big O, what's your time slots at Tommy Rockers Friday and Saturday? Zoe Vegas, rewind or go to Twitter at Big O Show. Okay? It's all there. Bam got to get a confident mid-range game before three-pointers become his game. I feel like he gets so hesitant to make a shot and looks to pass first. Just a typical role player. Yeah, he's a hell of a defender, great team player, and a solid offensive player. He doesn't have it in him. It's not in him. He's not wired to say, give me the ball and I'm taking over. Oh, we're struggling. Give me the ball. I'll take over. You know, like Alonzo Mourning would do. Marley's grooving. They give it a PJ a couple times, Hardaway stroking this, that, whatever, and then okay, we got to feed the big guy, because Alonso was going to say, "Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball." You're not gonna keep the ball away from Alonso Mourning, and so it's just you got to have it in you, man. You got to want it, and he's fine with playing the game, setting the pick, a layup, defending, assisting, ball handling, facilitating, being the second assist guy, not the initial assist guy, all that kind of stuff. A hockey assist, in other words. He's fine with all of that. And by the way, you need players like that, to be quite honest. You need those kind of guys that are selfless in the sense that they aren't greedy to the point that they need the ball, right? But you're paying him so much money and he has so much ability. And you can see in his stroke that he has it to be a better offensive player. And it doesn't happen, man. It's weird. It just is. It's one of those things. And either you have it in you or you don't. And by now, he don't have it, man. He doesn't have it. I'm sorry. And as the years go on, and as Jimmy and Lowry fade, obviously the Tylers of the world, it's imperative that those guys grow because those are the guys that are going to have to carry the scoring load and not Bam, unless he starts to develop a little later in his career. Not sure. We'll see. Robert Triana, thank you, sir, for a little love on the Super Chat. Yes. What were you going to say? Okay. What else do we have here? Okay. All right. By the way, we do have a great boxing card coming May 7th here on the here at Hialeah Park, and we had a great event. We're going to give away 10 pairs of tickets. So if you want the boxing tickets, the same thing as the Alarmo, Welton Rayon text line 855-912-1056. Now, specify that you want boxing tickets, not Alarmo, okay? And the tickets will be here at Will Call for you on the night of the fights. So come on out. You see, they're going to have a brunch for Mother's Day. It's only $22, dude. And their brunches are awesome. And the buffet they had for the boxing event was awesome. So full name, email address, and phone number, and send it to my Twitter page, DM Big O Show, DM on Instagram, Big O Radio Show, email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com, and Welt and Rayon text line 855-912-1056. I will reach out to you and tell you won, and you can come pick up the tickets. There you go. Big O, are you opposed to a quarterly poll on guests and different sports talk so your listeners can rate segments and other things throughout the programming? I don't understand what that means. What do they do? What are they vote on a poll of what? Of opposing
of the bet, their favorite, I guess, their segments and other things throughout the different programming that we give.
Robert, we don't need that, bro. I see the downloads. That's all. The downloads tell me what you like and what you don't like. That's all. That's your votes every day. So that tells me. And by the way, you like Sean's wrestling show. Wrestling shows, because it's about several different leagues. Are they called leagues? No, they're called what? Organizations?
Companies.
Companies? Okay. The different wrestling companies that are out there, he does them all. So, and his shows are getting great downloads, by the way. So, how about that? That's how I check the votes. So no, we don't need that, my brother. But I appreciate you. Thank you for the idea. But you guys make your vote every single day. By the way, smash the like button. You're handcuffing yourself with your own strengths. I don't know what that means. Oh, bam. Oh, yes. Okay, I see. Big O, we all know Omar Kelly really does hates the Dolphins? Lisa's in. Good morning, Lisa. Seba says, Big O, see you in Vegas on Friday. See you, my brother. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be there on Tuesday night. We'll be broadcasting Wednesday. And a little later on Wednesday. You happy with that one? I know I am. Huh? A noon start. It's 9 a.m. Huh?
We have to get there early because I got to run everything.
I know, but it's still. Well, we should run the line on Tuesday night when we get there. Go over and run the line.
Okay.
Because it's early, right? What time is it? Don't we arrive like at 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we do that and get it out of the way.
Okay. I just know
that way we get that way
it's gonna be full at that time rather than 7 in the morning
on a Tuesday night.
It's Vegas. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
We not in.
No, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
No, I don't know. I've never been that way. So.
But you're right. It's Vegas. It's true. It's true. That's why I was laughing when people would say, "Well, they don't have as many picks. You're not going. You're not going to go, right?" It's Vegas. You think I'm not going to go? No, but anyway, I really want to go because I think we can do a great draft show and have a great time and talk a lot of football, a lot of Dolphins football, all kinds of stuff. The guest list we have is just beastly. Seriously, you are going to be in Dolphins heaven for 3 days. I shit you not, man. You are going to love the show that we're putting together Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think when people come away from the 3 days of watching that broadcast, they're going to go, "Oh man, see, this is Dolphins broadcasting. This is why I'm a Dolphins fan." You know what I mean? And I think that's what you're going to come away from when you listen to those 3 days, because we've got a guest list that is second to none. I'm still trying to add more. But, yeah, we've got a ton of guests. All right. Why aren't handlers of famous athletes real with them and say, "No, Eric Dickerson, you are not a broadcaster"? It's Dougie Fresh. Because the networks then hire them and say, "Yes, you are a broadcaster." That's why. That's the problem. They think they are, but they're not. But then somebody gives you a job. I mean, you have people that run radio stations and they have no business being in our business. Okay? I've worked with people that have no place in our business. Over the last couple of years, I've worked with people that have no clue of our business. I've worked with people that steal from you. Okay? I've worked with all kinds of incompetent fools. So that's the problem there, Dougie Fresh, that even the employers themselves don't understand what's real talent and what really can help you. If there's one thing I learned in radio in the 32 years that I've been at it and all the different stations I've been in, my Lord, half the people are stealing money. Seriously, half the people that I've worked with have no business doing what we do. And I'm talking on air, producers, sales, PDs, assistant PDs, station managers. I've seen clowns at all levels. Okay? All levels. And that's the problem, Dougie Fresh. They may think they're a broadcaster. You and I know they're not a broadcaster, but yet somebody still gives them a job. Somebody thinks that Dennis Miller's going to be a good play-by-play or color or whatever, that Kornheiser's going to work out as a color guy, that Eric Dickerson is a broadcaster. You know, that's what it is. And we know they're not, but somehow or another, somebody gives them a job. You know, it's like listening to Michael Irving do a radio show. It's great to have Michael Irvin on as an interview for a segment. You know what I mean? Nobody in their right mind thinks that Michael Irvin can actually do a real radio show and talk about all sports. He can't. Way too lazy. That guy puts in no work to know all sports. He knows football. Outside of that, he doesn't know anything else. Couldn't find his asshole with a funnel. But somebody hires him. Why? Because he's Michael Irvin. That's the way it is, man. You know? I mean, once you hear the preacher for 3 hours, why are you going to tune in again ever again? That preaching shit works for a segment. After that, it gets annoying. It's only good in piecemeal. But people that run radio stations, they don't know that. Why? Because most of them, that's the other thing I've learned also, which Sean knows this. Most of your bosses, did they ever do our job and succeed at it? But not just do our job, be successful at our job. Exactly. How do you take orders, advice, or guidance from somebody that doesn't have your skill set, can't do your job, never has done your job, never has done your job at a high level, never has been successful at your job? But I'm going to tell you how to do your job, and I've never done it before. That's tough, man. It's tough. And that's what we run into all the time, Dougie Fresh, in our business. All the effing time. It's crazy, dude. Let's see. What else do we have? Hey, Big O, Heat and Marlins and Inter all wins over Atlanta this weekend. Yeah, man, they took 2 of 3 from Atlanta. Dude, if they can get run support, as we've been saying, they're going to have a fun season. I know they're going to get pitching. You know they're going to get pitching. I'm not breaking any stories here. I'm not enlightening you whatsoever. You know they got pitching. The one thing we're concerned about is hitting. And if they can get offense, man, they can be interesting. JG Long checking in from Malaysia. What's up, my brother? Indade says defense still means something in the NBA. Always. Defense means everything in every sport still. If you can play it, it's going to make a huge difference. Michael Austin says, Big O and Sean, wonderful show as always. I'm listening from Hampton, Virginia every day. Love the show and can't wait till the draft and what you all have planned. God bless. Thank you, Michael, and bless you for supporting us and watching every day. Please smash the like button. It is very, very important. Visit our sponsors. Hit the like button. Whatever you can do to support our show. Here's Adam Outdoor Bushcraft. Oh, what is it? Bushcraft. What was that guy's name now from the Canary Islands? Bushcraft Bob from the Canary Islands. Coming to you live. I don't know if any of you watched that video. That dude, he had the mustache. He looks like a good person, by the way. I don't know. Most of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, Adam Outdoor Bushcraft says, love your show. I get a lot of good information on the Dolphins, especially being all the way up here in Michigan. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate you giving us some love on the Super Chat. Super Chat.
No way.
Yes way. No way. Yes way.
They were fantastic.
Super Chat. All righty. Bitcoin, by the way, has been hanging around that 39,000 to 40,000 area all weekend long. Oh, man. The accumulation period continues. It is such an amazing blessing. People just don't figure it out. But those of you that do, and you take your time now, get a little Avalanche while it's dipped, get a little Cardano while it's dipped. Man, and on OKCoin, I'm getting extra Avalanche and I'm stashing it at 8.6%. I'm getting Cardano and I'm staking it at 4.4%. I mean, you can't beat that, dude. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Loading up, man. When that thing turns around, little Kusama. I'm a huge Kusama guy. If you can get Kusama, which is the testing platform for Polkadot, I'm telling you, that's another one that right now it's at 155 a coin. I just so you'll know, because I said it before, this thing was at $607. Okay, on May 12th of 21, before the summer crash. Then it went back up a little bit. Then now this last setback, and eventually when Polkadot and Kusama run, Kusama is gonna run, maybe even past 600. So, just saying. Just saying. So these are things that I do as a crypto investor. You do your homework. Obviously, not a financial advisor, just the guy that loves crypto. But man, there are so many good buys right now to continue to take advantage of in the crypto world. That, my friends, is your OKCoin crypto corner. Johnny Rotten, thank you, sir. Man, you guys are chiming in a ton on the super chat today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We want information. Who are you?
I'm a go-getter.
Who are you?
Dumbass material all the way.
I am not.
Dumbass.
I am
Super chat. Brings a smile to my face. It keeps Bill's memory around, man. It's nice. Amazon dropped to 2,800. Is that a good investment in your opinion? I don't have Amazon stock. I don't follow the stock market as much, my brother. So I can't tell you. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you about something that I know and follow. But I would imagine that, Alamo and Tesla and those kind of companies are, those are money companies. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can lose with them. But again, I'm not that guy. I'm not the expert there in that area. Joseph Ayalo gives us a little love on Venmo. Thank you.
I know that, dude.
Yes.
Where'd you get this?
Super chats.
Oh, gnarly. Awesome. Totally awesome.
Joseph, thank you. He says, listen every day from Maryland and love the show. You have me hooked on Edge Energy Drink and Nature Bee. You rock, brother. There you go. I love it. That's a guy with energy all day long. He's got the Edge. He's got the Bee. So he's got he's drinking something smooth, delicious, and zero aftertaste, which is Edge Energy Drink and only 78 calories, which myedgedrink.com, by the way, 10% off when you use our code Big O. And then he's got Nature Bee boosting his immune system. How about that? That's my favorite thing about it. Love it, man. Nice job by you, Joseph. Way to go, my brother. Way to go. That is awesome. Good for you. And remember, naturebee.com. Use my code Big O. You can get free shipping on all plant pollen there. And not the other products, but on plant pollen, you will get free shipping. And then, of course, naturebee.com is the website. All right, so check it out there. Omar and Big O's back and forth banter is priceless. Yeah, we have fun. Hey, listen, what's not fun is agreeing on everything. You know what I mean? So, and sorry, DF, I couldn't come strong for you on Amazon, but I'm not going to BS you, dude, on something that I don't know about. That doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't do that to people. That's not going to send out misinformation that I don't, listen, I might be wrong about some crypto information. I give you, a prediction or whatever, but I'm not going to give you something that I don't follow. You know what I mean? But I have a hard time believing you can fail with Amazon, right? Buy the dip, Big O, Bitcoin. Yes, definitely. One guy says on the Welton Rayom text line, hell yeah. Buy the dip, dude. Let's see. We got people chiming in, giving addresses. Let me see what else do we have here. Just when I was about to hit send on those million Bitcoins, Omar saved me. Woo! Yeah, that's because Omar released the whole Jordan Love stuff. Okay. We got a bunch of addresses here. Let's see. G in Pennsylvania says, Big O, are you going to have some national draft guys on your show next week in Vegas? G from Pennsylvania. Yes, we will have draft guys on during the draft. Okay. And I chose to do that this year this way, guys. And next year, we'll have a slew of draft guys leading up to the draft, like always. Tony Pauly and all these guys that we normally have on, we would have them on, dude. Aaron Wilson's going to join us during the draft. And you know, guys like Benjamin Albright out in Denver, Mike Garafolo, all these kind of guys. I would have gotten all these guys on leading up to the draft. I know all these guys. But we don't have a pick to the third round or the fourth round. So I figured let's wait into the draft and then get some of those draft guys during the draft and talk to some of those NFL guys, get the Dolphin guys during the draft. Like, we have already talked out the draft, haven't we, by now, right? So I figured, why am I going to bring Omar on today? For what? Or tomorrow, in other words. Today would have been, Cameron Wolf or something. Like, or whoever it would have been, Poupart or Joe Shad or whatever. Why? There's nothing left to talk about at this point. Let's get to the draft. So let's get in the draft. Let's get in the middle of the draft. And I understand we're the only ones broadcasting during the draft. So no one else can do that because everyone else is incredibly. And by the way, I love that QAM is lazy. That's why we're able to crush their ass. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay. So they can continue to be lazy, and we'll continue to build an even bigger powerhouse here on this platform. And make sure that every South Florida sports fan around the world knows, yeah, the only place really to go is right there. That's where they're going to actually tell you what's going on, what's real, what's not. And they're actually going to be objective about everything, and they don't have to kiss the team's ass because they're on their station, that kind of stuff. So you're not going to get that kind of stuff here. You just won't. Anyway, Big O, you in Vegas already? Yes, Tank, we're in Vegas right now. Yep, we're in Vegas right now, bro. How do you feel? Did you hit the buffet this morning?
No, I missed it.
You didn't hit the breakfast buffet?
Nope.
You're going to hit a buffet after?
Probably.
Palazzo?
Maybe. We'll see.
Venetian?
See how it goes.
MGM?
See how it goes. Maybe all the above.
Okay. No, I mean, Tank wants to know what you're doing today in Vegas. I'm set up for Kansas, by the way, on Saturday night. Yeah. Because the draft will end around 4 o'clock in the afternoon over there. So we'll pack up, probably drop Sean off at the crib because he's probably going to be comatose by then. And he'll hang out because you're not going to Kansas. Right? I do have a second ticket for you, by the way.
Yeah, no, I'll have too much to cut up. There's gonna be so much.
Yeah, it's
other
true.
Stuff in between that.
Yeah. You're right about that. There'll be stuff to cut up, but so you know what I'm thinking? I wonder if I should raffle off that other ticket to a lucky listener in Vegas that goes out to Tommy Rockers to join us
on Saturday
night.
No, I'm saying, but the Saturday show.
What about it?
They need to be in attendance Saturday. Do the raffle on Saturday.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. The Saturday show.
Yeah. And they can
draft.
And they can go with me to see Kansas. And by the way, I'm not promising anything because I don't know about the COVID stuff. But if we've crossed that threshold, we're going backstage. So whoever's with me, I'll take backstage. If we get back, I went to Kansas last time. I'm tight with the band. I went to the concert last time here in South Florida, but there was no backstage. They weren't allowed. Okay, so I didn't go back there. So it's not like I have carte blanche no matter what. It has to be that the protocol is clear and we can do it. You know what I'm saying? So I have an extra ticket for Kansas, so I will pick somebody that's there with us at Tommy Rockers on Saturday. If they want to go, they can go with me to rock out and go see Kansas. How about that? Huh? There you go. Elon Musk about to buy Twitter. Thoughts? Well, he said he's going to add an edit button. I'm in for it because I screw up a lot. I'd like to go edit back and damn it, I typed it too fast. I do this all the time on Twitter. Like all the time. I reposted the tweet that we were going to be at Hialeah Park today. And I was reposting it because I wanted to change Ira's time from 10:30 to 10. And I forgot about it and I posted. And I changed Monday to today on the post. And I was supposed to change 10:30 to 10. And I forgot. And that's where the edit button would be just beautiful, bro. Okay. They have it on Facebook when you screw up. You know what I mean? You can go back and fix it. Damn, dude. You know. So it is what it is. Big O, you're going to have Travis Wingfield on the show. Yes, Travis will join us on Saturday. Okay? Yeah, Travis is going to be on. Travis is a buddy, and he's a friend of the show. We love Travis Wingfield. He does an excellent job. We support Travis. Drive Time Podcast, everything that he does with the Miami Dolphin Podcast Network. We are Travis Wingfield fans. So, yes, we will have Travis on. We are going to have so many people. It's just going to be a who's who, and you are going to love it, man. You're going to be in Dolphin heaven for 3 days. That's all. You're going to hear all kinds of perspectives. We're going to go over all the breaking news that happens. We may have some breaking news for you. You never know. Tune in. Things may happen. So there you go. Anyway, Walton Rayom. They're going to my house today. I had to unleash the pit bull, and I'm progressive. It was my wife. She goes, no, let me just get the estimate from EJD, and well, let me call Walton Rayom. This is what they do: property damage. And sure enough, Progressive tried to, and I said, sweetheart, you had your chance. Pit bull's out. So pit bulls are going after him. That's it. It's over, bro. You mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. And just because I didn't want to battle with my wife, you know how it is. Anybody married? You know what I'm talking about? You know. So you tell the wife, okay, sweetheart, go ahead, try your way. And you know, it's like your kid sometimes, or your best friend, or you're a boss and your employee, and you know they're gonna screw up. But you like, let them experience it themselves. You know. Progressive's good. There you go. Well, here it goes. Now we unleash the Kraken. And the Kraken's gonna go after their ass. That is not gonna be pretty for him. Those dudes, Walton Rayom, they don't mess around, bro. They don't mess around. So now I feel good. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Anyway, Big O, you will and DDW do any collaboration? Yes, Dougley's going to be on our show. Dougley will be on Saturday. Reason will be on Saturday. Travis Wingfield will be on Saturday. We'll have all kinds of guests, man. Our guest list is, I'm telling you, it's beastly. Beastly. We have all kinds of people from all different angles of the NFL. Okay? You will love it. I promise you. You will love it. Big O, what's your opinion on Dave Hyde? Ever consider having him on your show? I've had Dave Hyde on my show several times. I don't know. Maybe 100 times over the years. I've had Dave Hyde. I had Dave Hyde. What did we have Dave Hyde a couple months ago on? Yeah. I just remember, if they're not like, part of our show, I'm not going to bother the man every week to be on. You know what I mean? Now, if they are working with us, that they're, like employed, That's a whole different ballgame than we have, you know what I'm saying? But you have to be a decent human being. You can't bother people all the time. I love Dave Hyde, dude. I don't have to agree with him every single time, but I agree with him most of the time, actually. I think on Tua, I think he and I disagree, obviously. I think he's not a Tua guy. Those are one of the few things that he and I disagree on. But yeah, I'm with you there. Let's see, what else do we have? Dave Hyde is terrible now. He's just as overbiased, anti-Tua blowhard. He was once respectable, not anymore. Time to hang the gloves. Wow. Damn. Just killed Dave there. Greater Good says, I forewarned you about progressive, Big O. Delay, delay, delay. They wear you down strategy. Yeah, well, ain't going to happen now, bro. Ain't going to happen now. They're screwed now. That's all I can tell you. They're screwed now. And you guys will see too. The day you know, I hope you don't need Welton Rayom, okay? But the day you do need him and you call him for a personal injury or property damage like I have, or commercial claims or bankruptcy or criminal defense or whatever, you're gonna remember me. You're gonna go, thanks. So, thanks, dude. I appreciate you because these guys are freaking amazing. And you'll see. You shall see now. Shout out to the Two Alive crew, baby. That's right. That's right. Would love to see you do more shows with Reason. I am going to do more shows. We talked yesterday. Reason and I were going back and forth, and I told him anytime he needs me on the show, I'm there for him. Just like Doug or anybody else, man. Any of these guys that I go back and forth with, I have no problem. You know what I mean? And Reason, by the way, I hope you feel better, my man. I know he's under the weather. I don't necessarily want to say everything, but talked to him yesterday. I know he and the family are a little under the weather, so I hope all of them get better there and rest up, my man. Plenty of fluids and get better. Topher says, I don't believe the Tom Brady Peyton rumors. I heard Greer asked about it. Reporters to not ask about it I'm sorry. Greer asked the reporters to not ask about it when he did his press conference. Can you verify with Omar? He didn't want to address it. I know that. That I know. He didn't want to address it. And why doesn't he want to address it? We're already over the hour here. Why doesn't he want to address it? It's pretty simple, folks. It doesn't matter. You've moved on to Mike McDaniel. You moved on with Tua. So talking about Sean Payton doesn't do him any good, whether it's true or not. Understand that. That's all just fodder for writers and for people that just want to read about it or whatever. But really, does it matter anymore? Mike McDaniel is your coach. Tom Brady's not your quarterback, and Sean Payton is retired. So none of it matters. All it is a waste of time. That's all it is, a waste of time to worry about it and talk about it because it didn't happen. It might have been stuff that might have been talked about. Stuff is always talked about. A ton of stuff. Marino to Minnesota, Marino to Pittsburgh. Did it happen? No, it didn't happen. So all the talk, whatever, never happened, never materialized. Move on. This happens in sports every single year in every league. People are examining and trying to figure it out, what's going on and who to go with and all of that. Are you watching the Lakers series now? They're deciding between practically three coaches, right? You know what I mean? So it's just one of those kind of things. Okay? Happens all the time. But if you're Chris Greer, why would you want to deal with that now? Why? To make the writers happy? To make some gossip type fans happy? Screw them, dude. It's about the Dolphins. So if you're the Dolphins, you're Mike McDaniel. If you're the Dolphins, you're Tua. If you're the Dolphins, you're Chris Greer. Time to move on. This is who's here. Why talk about some rumor that might have been a talking point, but never really materialistic or materialized into anything significant? Hour number 2. Boy, hour number 1 was long as hell. Hour number 2 from Hialeah Park is next.
What? Oh, look.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Why is it that you get locked out in the worst moments of your life?
Where are my car keys? Man, I can't find my house keys.
In those frustrating moments, you need a locksmith you can count on. A. Lenny Locksmiths in South Florida, from Miami to Port St. Lucie. In Central Florida, A. Lenny locks it down in Orlando and Tampa Bay. Lockouts or lock changes for home or business, car key replacements, and programming all model cars. 24-hour service. Call them at 855-869-5625. Go to the website at alennylocksmith.com.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions, from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OKCoin studios. OKCoin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world. Founded in 2013, OKCoin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OKCoin studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Thank you all out there. As always, appreciate all of you for supporting us here on the program. Coming to you live from Hialeah Park. And folks, next week, May 7th, we're going to have one hell of a boxing card, okay? It is going to be an awesome boxing card out here. Una gran noche de boxeo cubano 2. So come on out and check it out. It was an awesome night. A couple months ago, we're going to give away 10 pairs of tickets. So we will pick the winners. As I said, full name, email address, and cell number. And send it, of course, to Welt and Rayom text line 855-912-1056. You can send it to our Yahoo email at bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. On Twitter at our DM, Big O Show. And on Instagram, Big O Radio Show. Send it on the DM there, of course. You don't want to be putting that kind of information out front to everybody else. Okay? All right. Anyway, what else do we have going on here? And we do want to remind you, Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises, proud sponsor of our program. And if you need your roof fixed, do it now before the rainy season, which is right around the corner. We're about to hit May. Hell, the May showers pretty much start. But June, you know, it's going to get nasty in July and all that. And then you're going to be calling Tommy. And, you know, you don't want stuff to get ruined. So call now. If you still have a tarp over your roof, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. They've been at this for over 25 years, man. Highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics, licensed and insured. And the next company or home, your business, that calls Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com and gets their roof done, I will do a show at your home or your business. Think about it. If your business needs its roof done, okay, you got to get your roof done. So you call Tommy. I mean, AAA rating from the Better Business Bureau. So you're calling a great company, 25 years at it. And then you get a free show from us, which you're going to get like, you know, it's a couple hours of free, you know, advertising. So call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. And here's another reason I'll go to your home or your business to do a show. They're also a Y-Green contractor. So if you make your business or your home green, then we will go there and get it done. So Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. All right. Steve Rose says, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but for any compromising situations, depictions of which get on the internet every time. Exactly. That's right. What bothers me most about Twitter is the anti-Tua garbage that's allowed to persist there. Then they allege censorship that goes on. Well, depends on what you're censoring, right? You know what I mean? There are some things that, you know, so much misinformation that people put out there. You know, I'm not big on the censorship stuff because we're Americans, but boy, there's a lot of you out there that, you know, yeah, you're sending all kinds of misinformation, and stupid people believe it. So there we go. Let's see. Good morning, Big O. I went to my first Inter game yesterday. Is this team ready to turn the season around? I don't know, Mike, but they're a hell of a lot more fun than watching Higuain, and then he gets injured. You saw that when he got kneed into the thigh. You watched it yesterday? You tuned out once he got in? It turned you off that badly, huh?
Well, 2-1, and then you throw him in to keep the lead. I don't understand that.
Right,
one.
yeah. Well, because they wanted to give Campana a rest.
Well, no, I get that he needs the rest, but it's just like
He's been the horse for them. You know what I mean?
yeah, but then instantly they trap it to where Higuain gets the ball and then they take the ball from him.
Yeah,
It's what every team can game plan for.
I know. It's a joke that he really. And then when he got injured, you're wondering if he even acted a little extra yesterday while he was writhing in pain and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, dude, just go get your $6 million and get the hell out of here, bro. Go smoke your cigarettes and leave us alone, okay? I mean, seriously. I mean, they did a lot of stupid things the first couple of years, and hopefully now they can erase all of that. What are you going to say?
Maybe part of the plan. They told him, look, you're going to go in, take a knee or something, act in more injured than you are so we can pull you for the rest of the games.
Right.
And we can go out on this.
There you go. Right. And now he's got a knee injury now.
Yes, Neville.
That's it. Okay. All right. I'm going with that. Speaking of conspiracy theories, okay. What the hell? But yeah, it was just like, and I don't want anybody to get injured, but I'm like, dude, just leave. Just go away. You're useless. You're part of all the stupid moves that they made the first 2 years that were just absolutely asinine. Who the hell gets Matuidi as a DP? You know what I mean? Just stupid ass moves that they made. Now it looks like Henderson is in control and he's actually finding some people. By the way, Michelle Kaufman will join us in 10 minutes to talk a little bit about that. Big O, you heard of a crypto browser? It's the blockchain network. You can browse faster than internet. I have not heard of that. Where do I get it? Someone with lots of money should start a new app, maybe call it Truth or something with free speech. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would be, and of course, that one would be full of truth. The king of lies you associate with truth. Big O, it's baseball season. When will there be a Marlins segment, a reporter from the team? Maybe Joe Frisaro. Andy, listen, do you have a business? You want to step up and sponsor an insider every week? Huh? Takes money, buddy. You think this is all done with no money? I'm not bothering somebody to come on every week. And, so we are in the plans of adding a Marlins insider. We already talked to the person. It's just a matter of all the other stuff that has to take place. Okay? Because this is kind of a platform where I want the media to actually, earn a living. You realize this, right? We're 10 months into restarting our podcast. In 10 months, we're now pacing for 26 million downloads. Do you realize 16 people are employed on this show? Hmm. 16 people. So, none of this is done cheap, man. And we're not going to go cheap either by doing this. We want to travel. We want to have the best insiders, local, national. So, Mr. Rivas, what you're enjoying is the labor of a lot of people putting it together. So, you're quick at, suggesting, demanding. What do you got? What are you going to bring to the table? I mean, if you can demand, then you can supply, right? I love how people just think this is a game. Like, I'm just on YouTube for fun. I'm just here, I'm just going to be, I'm here in mom's basement and, I've got nothing to do and, I've got no bills to pay and I don't have a family to feed and, and nobody has to work. So I'm just here with my pens in my pocket and everything ready to go. Not a game, not a game, but a real broadcast. The way to handle bad information with good information is not by canceling. It's free speech does not mean unless I do not agree with it. No, I get that. But the problem is when the misinformation, think about it, bro. The misinformation misinformed and misled millions because millions are dumb enough to believe it. So that's the problem with misinformation. It's not misinformation that I saw the Loch Ness Monster. It's not misinformation. Did you see the UFO in the western skies last night? No. It's a kind of misinformation that creates fights and riots and problems. And that's the misinformation that you've got to watch out for. Carlos, let's be honest. There's a lot of people that are really dumb and they actually believe the election was rigged because of misinformation. So I understand both sides. I understand the free speech, but problem is we have no common sense here. Nobody can figure out for themselves, Hillary and Trump and Bernie and Biden and all these clowns that they give us, none of them are any good. You know what I mean? But if you're a Democrat, you got to stand by your side. Or if you're a Republican, you've got to be a party zombie. And you can't think for yourselves and say, neither party knows what the hell they're doing. So that's the problem with a lot of people. So then the misinformation gets spread, and then there's a lot of stupid people. I mean, look what's going on with Alex Jones. The guy had to file for bankruptcy. Why? Because he said Sandy Hook was a hoax. They were actors. And then those people that lost kids were getting phone calls and abused by other people that believe Alex Jones that it was a hoax. So let me ask you, Carlos, is that good misinformation? Because people are that stupid to believe that Sandy Hook was not real. And then they would have the gall to call the parents that lost their children and say, you're actors. See what I'm saying? So misinformation is stupid misinformation doesn't hurt. But apparently you can set up some misinformation, and there's a lot of stupid ass people in this world that'll believe it. So, you know what I mean? Duke Tomlinson, who decides what's misinformation? How about common sense, bro? Is Sandy Hook really a hoax? And was the election rigged? Are you that effing stupid to believe that? So let me ask you, Duke Tomlinson, do you believe any of those two to be a hoax or a rigged election? Answer that, Duke Tomlinson. I just want to know if you're that stupid. Right? I'm talking about common sense lies. Common sense lies. I'm not seeing an answer, Duke. I don't care. I don't care if he wasn't talking. He posted it on the chat board. So, but I'm talking to you. I don't care if you weren't talking to me. I'm talking to you. You're on this chat board. You posted something. So I'm asking, do you believe any of it? No. Okay. You said wasn't. There you go. King Short, you have proof it wasn't? You have proof it was? Because all there is proof there wasn't. Please, King Short, don't tell me you're that stupid. Are you that stupid? Are you saying that you believed it was rigged? Are you that stupid? Are you that kind of a moron? Seriously. Are you? Come on, man. Give me a break. You know what I have proof, King Short? Like 80 courts said, get the hell out of here. How's that? But I guess is that not good enough for you either? I guess all the courts were rigged, right? Come on, man. Come on. King Short. Yeah. God. Yeah. Can I be called stupid? Yeah, well, do you believe in it? Then, I'm calling you stupid. I'm calling you an effing moron. How's that? Is that good enough? You think Biden's a good president? You're a moron. It's pretty common sense. I'm just saying, let's just go with common sense. Thanks. He deserves to be called stupid. Well, I mean, if you actually believe it, my God, oh my God, it's just, whoo, common sense does not exist anymore. No, it doesn't. And another guy, the liberals thought 2016 was rigged. Well, the liberals are idiots too. Guess what? Democrats and Republicans, they're both idiots. Look at the candidates they give us. Listen, guys, I'm not here to defend either side. They're both terrible. Both. They're both garbage. We deserve a lot better than any of the garbage they've given us on both sides. But I get it. Most of you don't have the guts to actually look at your own parties and how disastrous they are. I say your own parties because I don't take responsibility for either one. I don't like either one. They're both a disgrace to what is called being an American, actually. So it is what it is. Anyway, what else do we have? Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Michelle Kaufman will be joining us. We'll talk a little soccer with her. I do have a couple of things that I want to get into after Michelle Kaufman. And I have an interesting twist on the Deebo Samuel story that you may want to hear after Michelle Kaufman. I do want to get into a little college football, college basketball news locally. We got basketball stuff going on. We got Oki. We got a bunch of things going on, man. We got so many things going on. It's crazy. And we got a big week as we're heading to Vegas to talk a little draft. And we'll talk a lot of draft out there and have a little fun. We're going to have some fun in Vegas. No? It's not worth it? No? Have you scoped out the buffets yet? Have you been doing any? No? What do you do?
I fly by the seat of my pants. I just go by and grab them as we go.
Okay. All right. That's strong on your part. I thought you would be scouting the buffets.
No.
Does anybody out there, some of you that live in Vegas, do you have a scouting report for this man for Vegas buffets? Is there a buffet that Sean Stanley must visit? Okay. I'm not good for buffets because I'm not the guy that sits there while I'm fat. I don't eat like a ton in one sitting. It's like throughout the day is what it is. All right, let's get ready for a little Michelle Kaufman. The Inter Miami squad is hot. She's covering a red hot Inter squad. We talk about that next.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show originates from the OKCoin studios. OKCoin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world. Founded in 2013, OKCoin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OKCoin studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Dude, let's go. Let's get it done. Let's talk a little football. Michelle Kaufman gets to talk about an entertaining team. Michelle, we used to actually use Inter Miami as the cure for insomnia. So when somebody was struggling with that, we just put on an Inter game from the first 2 years and they'd come right away, right? And even the first couple of games this year with old man, Geritol on the field. So now we're watching this youth, this inexperience, this speed that sometimes they'll run into fouls, but they're so damn fast they'll run into fouls. But you kind of like it, but it's just a lot of fun what I'm watching now, Michelle.
Yeah, it's definitely a different looking team. I mean, I have to say, I did feel sorry. I don't think the fans should have booed Higuain yesterday. I thought that was pretty classless, to be honest. The guy's struggling. Obviously, the team is much better without him. And it was extremely classy of Leo Campana, which I tweeted out immediately. And then Phil Neville mentioned it right away in his press conference. Leo Campana, when he was coming off the field and the fans were booing for Gonzalo to come in, he was like, no, 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 no. He was wagging his finger at the fans and shaking his head like, do not do this. This guy's a legend. He's a guy who's had a great career. You don't boo him. And then he went over.
The problem is he's not our legend.
Right.
He didn't do all the things he did here. And then I think also fans over the last couple of years have kind of tired on his act.
No, I know. Yeah, he has a negative act, the whole negative, all the negative body language, the histrionics, all of that stuff. No, I get all that.
I saw karma.
It was still kind of rude. I just think it was still kind of rude to boo the guy, but whatever. Campana gave him a big hug.
By the way, did you see the Yankee fans this weekend?
Oh, I know. Fans boo. Yes.
No. They didn't just boo. They pelted people with crap from the stands. I don't know if you saw that. So that's, fans. So what do you
fans? That's fans. But no, the team, I mean, Campana has turned out to be, he's on loan from Wolves with option to buy. And I am sure they are already trying to figure out, let's buy this guy right now because he loves Miami. He already has a family home in Key Biscayne. He's living in Key Biscayne. He's been coming here since he was a little boy. His family has had a vacation house in Miami since he was a little kid. So he views Miami as his second home. He always has. He loves Miami. He wants to be here. And the guy is playing amazing. I mean, he has scored 5 goals in the last 4 games. He's involved in almost all of the goals that they've scored this year. He's either scored or had the assist. And, the assist he gave yesterday for the game-winning goal by Bryce Duke was really beautiful, too. It was very unselfish. He could have easily taken the shot, but he saw that Bryce Duke was just wide open and just, gave it to him.
But he also was patient. He waited for the right moment to make it super easy for Duke to score.
Yeah, and the big thing that you're seeing with Gonzalo not in the lineup is that earlier in the season, there's a stat among the many stats that they give us is, how many total shots, how many shots on frame, and then how many shots from inside the box versus outside the box. When Gonzalo was playing, even if they would have 20 shots, like 15 of them would be from outside the box. The vast majority were just long range shots. Now, the last few games where they're winning, almost all the shots. Yesterday, they had, I think, like 4 shots and 3 were inside the box. They are shooting from very close range now, which is what the other teams typically did. The Miami team always seemed to be shooting from outside the box. And that's partly because Gonzalo
slow
would drift back. Phil had always said from day one he wanted him in the box. He kept telling him, stay in the box. That's where we want you. But he would drift back because he didn't trust his teammates to create for him. So he would drift back, and then he couldn't get back forward fast enough. So it's a dilemma. It's a problem when he's in there. It slows the game down. They're not shooting as much from close range. So with him out of the picture, and with Campana,
ringing the bell. Ringing the bell. Campana,
yes, he's ringing
the bell.
I was saying that the fans should start bringing bells and ring bells every time he scores.
Every time, and we should. Is it Amy Stewart? Or no, it's Ring My Bell is Anita Ward.
The song Ring My Bell.
Anita Ward. They need
Anita Ward.
They need to jam a little Ring My Bell there.
Ring My Bell. There you go. Start a thing. I think we should start a thing with the bells.
We have to start a thing. I mean, he's the Campana man.
Although Phil kept calling him Campana, and I keep reminding him that there's no N yet. There's no N yet. I said to him, it's like banana, it's like Havana, Campana. There's no N yet.
Yeah. Does he know it's Bell? Does he know it's Bell?
I did also tell him it's Bell. Yes.
Okay. All right. And listen, the other thing Campana's doing, he finishes.
Defending. He's defending.
Yeah, but he finishes.
Oh, yes.
Which is what Higuain did not do enough. That there were so many times.
They would go high. They would go wide. They would go everywhere. Yeah. He finishes. By the way, my husband, Dave, who's sitting behind me, says that I should give you some crap for only having me on now that the team is winning. He said you're jumping on the bandwagon.
No, that's not true. I've had Panizo on too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I've rotated.
He just didn't have me on every week. Okay, he's sharing the love. I see.
No, and remember, I asked you a couple weeks ago, and you couldn't be on, so I had to have Panizo again.
Okay. All right.
So no.
You're cheating on me. You're cheating on my Orlando.
No. Last year I rotated with you, Panizo, and what's it called? What's her name now? Now I'm forgetting. Alex Winley.
Oh, Alex Winley. Okay.
She does a terrific job, man. She's really good, man. So yeah, no, I
okay. All right, good. We're just, Dave wants to just give you a little.
No, it's all right. Hey, Dave can bust my balls anytime. It's all good. Plus, he's been doing it in this town, busting balls for many, many years now. So yes, that's his thing, man. Come on, killing the Doids back in the day in Orlando. Oh yeah.
Anyway, but no, it's fun. The team has had a complete turnaround. I mean, it's funny because this league, it's so early in the season. The league has so much parity. You can go in 2 weeks span, right now in this, you can go from last place to 8th place. And then if they win one more game, they can be in 4th place. You know what I mean? So right now they're still, while, it seemed at the beginning they had 5 games without a win, it was spiraling and everybody was, freaking out. But the truth is right now they're right in the middle of the mix. They're in the middle of the mix.
By the way, it's Lassiter, it's Yedlin, it's Mars.
Lassiter and Yedlin are both great playmakers. They really are. They're doing a lot. They have so much speed. You mentioned the speed. Lassiter has blazing speed. Yedlin has really good speed. Robbie Robinson has speed. Campana, and then you've got when Emerson comes in. Have you been watching Emerson come in?
I have, but I laughed because Robbie was a little petulant yesterday.
He didn't want to come out well.
And he sat there and he was, all this and that. And it's like, I'm looking at Robbie like, yo, dude, you haven't really displayed what you're supposed to be. So don't expect them to treat you like a star when you haven't played. Look at Campana. In 1 month, he's done more than you have already in 3 years. He's already become the lead guy. And it's like, there's too much mama's boy in him is what I see almost with him. You know what I mean? There's not enough son of a bitch in that kid.
Right. Well, the fact that he's angry that he came out, that's probably a good thing that he's got some, he's got some anger. He wants to play. So there's that. Better that he wants to play than he's sitting out with injuries.
No, I don't want him to go Ben Simmons on me. I get you, but still, I mean, it's like, understand your place. It's your. I get it. You're the first round pick, but dude, you haven't played up to it yet, so they can do these kind of things to you. You know, expect it. Go out there and make your coach's job impossible by absolutely kicking ass and being so valuable. Look, you were just
that's what Phil was just saying. He has used the word now twice in 2 press conferences in a row. He said Campana is undroppable.
Exactly.
Undroppable. He's like, you cannot drop this guy from your lineup, period. No matter who else is there on the bench, you cannot drop that guy.
What did you just say? And when I was asking you, you started to go off on his defense, which I wasn't even going to talk about that at the moment, but it's so true. So if you have a guy that is leading your team in goal scoring, is a threat, and is helping you on defense, he has become so valuable. And that's the thing that I don't think Robbie still understands, that he still has a level of inconsistency in his game, that this is why you will go to the bench. But if you don't want to go to the bench, then make Neville's job impossible by going out there and being an impossible player to put on the bench. That's what you got to do. And that's the part that I think there's too much entitlement that oozes out of Robbie Robinson, and not enough going out there and earning it. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the elephant in the room. What the hell happened yesterday with that injury? How much was it real? How much was it Memorex? How much is it maybe now are they going to cast him aside for the rest of the season? Because I was telling my wife yesterday while we were watching, I go, I wouldn't bring that guy in unless they're losing by 1 in the 84th minute, and then I'll bring him in. And they brought him in the 82nd minute, I think it was. And I told her 84th minute and they're trailing. They were winning, and I was shocked that they brought him in. But I understood because Campana's done so much in the last couple of weeks, especially with the Miami FC game.
No, he played a lot. He played like 96 minutes, 98 minutes. Yeah.
I know. So where do we go from this?
Well,
because he can't play. You can't have him on the pitch. You can't.
I know. It's kind of sad. I mean, in these situations, this is where athletes need to know when the game has passed you by, and you just can't. Otherwise, you become, it's tough. I mean, Phil said yesterday, he said, look, the train is full of guys that are going 90 miles an hour, and you need to jump on the train. He said Gonzalo needs to jump on the train with the guys going 90 miles an hour, or he's going to be left at the station. Those were his exact words. And the thing is, you see him when he went out there, even if in his mind, I really do believe that in his mind, he thinks that he can still go out there and play and compete and do everything. But when he goes out there, he looks older and slower than the other guys on the field. He just does. And then he got that injury. He goes down. He's out there for just a few minutes, and he goes down, and they have to come out and treat him. And then he's limping up. And then I thought, okay, well, that's it. He's just going to come out. But then he was determined to stay in the game, but he was limping bad. I mean, he was limping bad. And then after the game, as soon as the final whistle blew, the second the final whistle blew, he fell down to the ground and sat there for the longest time while the rest of the team was celebrating whatever. He was sitting on the ground. The trainers went back out there to him. They were rubbing his legs and all that. And then he finally got up, and he limped badly toward the fans and clapped for them, even though they booed for him. And then he went over and got hugs from his family and from his wife and daughter, whatever. He looked bad after that game. I mean, I do wonder now, now is he going to, I don't know how bad the injury is. I don't know what the injury is. I have to try to find out exactly what are they saying the injury is, or what is he saying the injury is. But I don't know. I mean, you think he's going to be healthy to go this Saturday to New England, looking how he looked yesterday?
Hey, they were willing to lie about DPs. Just lie that he's out for the season.
I don't know. Maybe at some point the problem is if he announces, that's it, I'm done or whatever. I mean, he's making $6 million.
I'm not feeling that sorry for the dude, man. I'm talking
about the team. The team would have to pay him $6 million not to play. That's a lot of money not to play.
basically they're paying him $6 million not to play.
I know. I guess they want to win. Look, the bottom line is they want to win. They have two choices: win or make Gonzalo happy. They want to win. They want to win.
And here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you, Michelle. Okay, obviously Chris Henderson has made some kind of an impact already because we see the young guys he's brought in. So we saw what the Heat has done with their young guys, right? And you see that what Jeter and company, I know they haven't spent money. I know Jeter's gone, but they've developed a whole bunch of young guys now on that team that, they've got some kind of a future, especially on the pitching side. So wouldn't you feel better to put this guy on an IR and that spot go to possibly another young guy that Chris Henderson can find and maybe fits what they do here? And it's about winning. And the beauty about Neville, when he said about the 90-mile-an-hour thing, this is not his guy. He didn't pick him.
No, he didn't pick him.
He didn't have to be. He doesn't have to be tied to him, so he can cast him aside. And that's Moss's and Beckham's problem that they have to pay him. But if you're Phil Neville, man, what you really want is to move away from this guy because he is nothing of what is on the pitch right now. He doesn't fit what you do whatsoever.
Right. Well, the other thing is, not only does he not fit tactically, physically, he physically cannot do what he would be asked to do. I don't think he can physically do it at this point. The style of his game does not fit with what they're doing, with all the running that they're doing and all that. The other thing is, just from my observations and from my conversations with people that are inside the club, he has a negative influence. He has a negative influence over teammates. All of his complaining and bitching and always seeming like he's not satisfied with his teammates, it makes them play tentative. It makes them play scared. It makes them negative. He doesn't bring positive energy. That's the thing. Even if you're an aging legend and you've lost your legs a little bit, whatever, if you are a positive influence, like his brother Fede was considered like the locker room leader, like the most positive guy, a teacher, a guy who would, help the other guys, support the other guys, cheer for the other guys, whether he was playing or not or whatever. That is not Gonzalo. Gonzalo has a different personality, and he is very moody, and he's kind of a downer. He's kind of a negative downer kind of guy. And that's not what they need. Right now, they need all the positive energy that they can get. And when he comes in, it's kind of like a wah-wah, those wah-wah people. Yeah. He's a little bit like that. And so there's kind of a letdown. And, I know that's why when they brought him on and the fans were booing, I mean, that just kind of said it all. Like, no, we don't want you. Like, no, thank you. Stay on the bench, It was sad. I did feel for him as a human being. As a human being, I felt bad for him. I did.
Yeah, but think about it. All those fans are paying money, and a lot of them probably have been paying money the last couple of years, so they've watched this already, and they're tired of it. And they know he makes $6 million, and they know he can't play, and they know he can't fit with what they do. And so it's so obvious to everyone out there, man. And at one point, you just have to take the L. And whether it's Moss or Beckham, or somebody has to sit down and say with him, hey, man, we made a mistake here. You don't fit. We're going to pay you your check, and, enjoy the rest of the year off. And that's it. We have to move on. Now, the question I have for you is the most important question of them all, because I don't know I don't know 98% of the rules in the damn MLS. Is there an IR, and does that open up a slot, or because he's a DP, does that affect a roster spot? I'm not saying that to go add another DP. I'm just saying for a roster spot. So if you're able to put him on some kind of a injury list or something, they
don't really have they don't have like an IR.
Like I said, I don't know the rule.
Yeah. They don't really have, there are guys that spend the whole season injured, or, much of the season injured, and they don't gain a spot. They don't gain a spot.
Wow. All right. So then they got to carry him like dead weight for the rest of the year. That's what it is.
They could buy out his contract. I mean, there is the option to buy out his contract. You can do that.
Okay. So then that would open up a roster spot.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then maybe that would be the whole, but he's going to hold out for all the money. That's probably what he's going to do.
Yeah. Cause that was the deal with, the whole thing with Blaise Matuidi.
Right.
That was a similar situation where he just didn't fit in the plans. They told him they didn't fit in the plans, but he still had a contract. So they had to, negotiate how to remove him from the roster while also paying him.
Right. No, I'm with you there. That's
Yeah.
great. All right. What are you working on the Herald so folks can check you out?
Well, let's see. Isaiah Wan just declared for the NBA draft, but leaving open, he's not going to hire an agent, leaving the option open, which he did a year ago. He went and tested the NBA. They told him that they didn't think he'd be drafted or whatever. He ended up coming back. So, we'll see. I mean, Coach L is recruiting heavy. They just got this guy, the Kansas State transfer, number 2 transfer on the transfer portal, and he got an $800,000, valued at or estimated to be $800,000 NIL deal from Mr. John Ruiz, Nigel Pack.
Yes. Tell me about the Cavender twins.
I knew you. How did I know you were going to ask about the Cavender twins?
They look like the Holly Rillinger twins, actually.
Are you asking about them because of their excellent basketball skills or because of the 4 million TikTok followers or combination?
Everything. NIL, TikTok, basketball players. They got the whole package, actually.
They are the most famous, among the most famous college basketball players in the country. They have 4 million with an M, 4 million TikTok followers, and each one has 400,000 Instagram followers. They have up to, it's been estimated by Forbes and some other things, up to $1 million or close to $1 million in NIL deals. Crazy. Already. They've been on billboards in Times Square. The thing is, they're good basketball players. Basketball players, especially one of them. One of them was first team. I think she was actually player of the year of the conference, or definitely first team Mountain West at Fresno State. So, they're both shooters. They're both, they're both like kind of, according to Katie Meyer, they're like gym rats who like to shoot all the time. And she thinks they're going to really help the team a lot on the court. But let's face it, they're also going to help the attention off the court. It's just, that's the way it is. I wish that they got as much attention for the basketball.
I can see the male demographic on campus showing up to games, if you know what I mean. So I'm just saying.
I do know what you mean. I wish that their basketball was at least. I wish that the interest in them as a woman, having watched female athletes toil in obscurity for so long, for 35 years of my career, I do wish that they would be known at least equally for their basketball as for all of the off-court stuff. But
they have to do that. You can't blame them for that.
No. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And, if people aren't going to pay attention to women's basketball for women's basketball itself, they have to do a sideshow to get the attention. And I guess the goal from Katie's perspective and from the university is, once they get people there, maybe they will see that they like the product and that they'll like the team and they'll jump on the bandwagon and whatever. And it'll help the team. If they have more fans in the stands, it will bring energy to the building, which should help the team win more games. So, you want people in the stands, and these two players are going to get more people in the stands. They are.
No, I'm with you. There's no doubt about it. And I think that's an important thing for women's basketball. And it's nice to see that the NIL situation is helping the men's and women's basketball programs.
It's helping women a lot nationally. I actually did a story last year that there are a lot of experts who felt that women stood to gain, that the female athletes stood to gain even more, because the male athletes, a lot of them are going to turn pro anyway, and they're going to make money. In the women's sports, most of them, college is it. It's going to end after college. Right. And so this is their chance to make some money and to capitalize. And so, whether it's hair care products, beauty products, athletic gear, whatever, it's a chance for women to make some money as athletes, because they're not going to get it when they're done with college.
Good for them. Follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports, and then catch her work there at the Miami Herald as always. Michelle, thank you. Appreciate you. We will catch up down the line.
All right. Thanks for having me. Have a good week. Bye.
There you go. Thank you. The great Michelle Kaufman talking a little Inter Miami football. Yeah, baby. We love Nature B. Nature B is for me. I tell you about Nature B all the time. 27 vitamins and amino acids, 28 minerals and powerful antioxidants. It's made in clean, green New Zealand, comes straight from Mother Earth. It's not made in some lab anywhere, so it's great for the kids. It's great for you. I've been taking it for 20 years myself. And folks, right there, you see it. Use my code Big O, and you can get free shipping on plant pollen right there, man. Big O. Now, if you like the soap or my wife uses the wrinkle cream all the time, the lip balm, which I will be taking the lip balm with me out to Vegas because, brother, take lip balm. Take lip balm, bro. Your lips are going to dry like right away. It's a bitch, dude. It's something that I guess you got to live out there to kind of get used to it, and get used to that situation. But man, I'll be taking my Nature B lip balm there. But listen, again, all natural, plant pollen. It provides so much energy throughout the day. It boosts your immune system, which is the thing I love the most. I try to stay away from colds as much as possible. And yeah, I know it's a virus-filled world. So we've got, COVID and all that stuff. And yes, I am vaccinated and double boosted, but that doesn't matter. I still take my 2 golden capsules every single day. I've been doing it for 20 years because I like to stay. It's not fun doing talk with a cold. You know what I mean? So I try to stay away from a cold as much as possible. So get it for yourself, get it for your family, feel the energy all day long, boost the immune system. Your nails, your hair are going to grow stronger and faster. It's amazing, man. I'm telling you. NatureB.com. See it right there, Big O. Use the shipping code Big O, and you will get free shipping for your plant pollen. NatureB.com. All right. If you want to get in on the program on the Welt and Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, let's see. I guess they got all politics there on the thing. Yeah, it looks like it. Man, it's a great time to be a fan of South Florida sports. Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. It's a beautiful thing that it's all about South Florida sports. By the way, the Lightning straight a number on the Panthers, 8-4. Now, I do want to remind you of this, okay? While the Lightning defeated the Panthers badly yesterday, 8-4, Knight gave up 5 goals. Bob gave up 3 in the process. Florida still has 120 points to Colorado's 116. So, yes, they're locked in the conference number 1, but they can still win the President's Cup and get the number 1 overall seed in the NHL. And they're 4 points ahead of Colorado. Both have 79 games played. So both have 3 games left. Now, the Jets, by the way, defeated the Avalanche last night, which saved our asses 4-1, which was sweet. Didn't Florida just beat the Jets like a week ago, I think? So now Tuesday, Panthers are at the Bruins, Blues are at the Avalanche. And then Thursday, we've got Florida at Ottawa, and the Predators are at the Avalanche. Some of the games that we've got left going on. So let's hope that the boys can, if they can win one more. You know what I don't know is the tiebreaker. Does anybody know what the tiebreaker is between Avalanche and the Panthers? What was our series this year against them? Yeah, we beat them, right? Yeah, we pounded them. Yeah, we won those 2 games back to back, 6-1 each. It was 12-2, I think. Friday and Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. I look up the head-to-head schedule between the Avalanche and the Panthers. I don't know if that's the tiebreaker, but I don't know what happens if they end in a tie in points. If the Panthers just win one of their next 3, then they're going to tie in points if the Avalanche win 2 of the next 3. Okay? So, I don't know. I don't know what happens if they stay tied at 120, who wins the tiebreaker. If it's the Panthers, I don't even know what the tiebreaker is. I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew what the tiebreaker is. I don't know if it's head-to-head. I don't know if it's a conference schedule or something, but they're in 2 different conferences, so I don't know how that would mean anything. It would have to be head-to-head, I would think. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. The Stanley Cup still goes through Tampa Bay. Maybe. We'll see. Bro, I haven't talked about the Panthers in a couple of decades. You think Avs win the tiebreaker? That sucks, Eddie. Damn it. That sucks. What is the tiebreaker, Eddie? If you actually know, what is the tiebreaker, dude? You tell me. What is the tiebreaker? Because I don't know what it is. I thought they said that on the broadcast the other night. Oh, I may not have heard it. You may have heard it. Big O, it's amazing how many so-called writers get their ideas from my big three. Big O, Reason, and Doug. Every time you guys have a show, columns follow, copying your headlines. It's the latest. It's Omar's. I don't know, bro. I'm not sure. I don't know about that, but, people get ideas everywhere. The sun is shining, and the godfather of South Florida sports talking about my favorite team. What can be better? Florida born, Kentucky grown. Thank you, sir, for keeping it locked here. Number of wins, somebody says.
Regulation wins. It goes, if two or more teams are tied in points after the regular season, the first tiebreaker is the team that has the most regulation wins.
Okay.
The second tiebreaker is the team that has the most wins in regulation and overtime. And then the third tiebreaker is team that has the most wins of any kind. Wouldn't they be tied, though?
I don't know. Oh, because the points? No, because you might have gotten them more on
yes, I'm sorry.
It's different way. You could get the points
are tied, not wins. And
right. The points could come different ways.
Yep.
So that's why they have it that way. So I don't know. What is the overall wins between the two, and what's the difference there? That's interesting. That is very interesting.
Panthers have 57 wins
overall.
Overall
or individual?
Overall for the season.
Okay.
And damn it.
So the first tiebreaker is 57 wins. Because they have 6 in overtime. And the Avalanche have 55. We own 2 of them. Dude, we own the tiebreaker at 11. We own the tiebreaker, bro. It's 57 over 55. So,
well, you have to think, though.
Wait a minute. All we have to do is win one more game.
For the tiebreaker, yes.
Yeah.
But we need to win 2 for the overall.
For the overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Toronto-Tampa string here was the difficult part of the schedule left for the Panthers.
Right. And we both have 6 overtime wins. So we're tied there. The difference is we have the 16 losses. They have the 18 losses. So that's where the difference is right there in the points, obviously. So the difference is 2 wins right now. We own the tiebreaker right now. So we've got to take care of business. And, I mean, the Bruins are not easy to play. It's not easy, but, man. Okay. All right. Damn. Okay. I like it. What else do we have on the chat board? Big O, anyone in your family share your passion for music and sports like you do? Not sports. My daughter has the passion for music. My wife doesn't have passion for sports or music. She likes music, doesn't have a passion for it. She likes sports, doesn't have a passion for it. She was more into sports when she was younger. When we were young and we used to have season tickets for the Heat and the Dolphins, and we would go together to all the games and all that stuff. Back then, she had a little more passion for sports, but her passion for sports has kind of waned, and she watches it. She's interested, but not, like she used to. She doesn't care about going to a game or anything like that. She used to get pumped up about going to games and things like that when we were season ticket holders. Yes, sir.
David Dwork just tweeted out Ryan Lomberg been suspended for 1 game, which is automatic when called for instigating during the final 5 minutes of a game.
Okay.
And additionally, Andrew Bernetti has been fined $10,000. I'm guessing that's for his comments during the scrum.
I'm guessing Viola says, here, What's $10,000? Get out of here. Leave us alone. We're on the way to the cup. Okay? All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Let's get ready for hour number 3, which we're already in. Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald is going to join us to talk a little Miami Dolphins football. We will talk to him at 12:30 right here on the Big O Radio Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Sports Grill. Good food, good drinks, good friends. Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealership in the Southeast United States. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department. The FLPD is hiring. Go to FLPDjobs.com.
The Go Radio Show originates from the OKCoin studios. OKCoin is one of the largest fiat to crypto trading platforms in the world. Founded in 2013, OKCoin offers advanced features for crypto beginners and high-volume traders alike, enabling users in 184 countries worldwide. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OKCoin studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Right, we are ready to rock and roll. Welcome aboard hour number 3 here on the program. Plenty of things to talk about. You know, it's the whole Deebo Samuel conversation, which I think it's kind of silly because I don't think there's any shot that it would happen. It doesn't really make any sense. Plus, I already told you and explained to you that I think they already acquired Deebo Samuel and how they're going to do Deebo Samuel. Plus, I've told you also before that the contract for Deebo Samuel is a very dangerous contract. And if he doesn't want to play the running back position anymore, then you don't really know if he can be a full-time great wide receiver. But he's going to want to be paid like a great wide receiver when he doesn't really play as a great wide receiver. He plays like a multifaceted running back wide receiver, which is a different position. And as I told you, I don't want to sign a guy 5-year contract who's be running into the line or linebackers or all kinds of men trying to break tackles. I kind of like my receivers trying to avoid, the contact, not seeking contact. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So, the New York Jets are dying to trade for A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, or the aforementioned Deebo Samuel. So I'm thinking about this, and obviously Joe Douglas has already talked about how aggressive the Jets are going to be, and they have multiple picks and all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking about this. Mike McDaniel created Deebo Samuel. So Mike McDaniel will have to then destroy Deebo Samuel because he has to then coach against him. So the guy that created Deebo Samuel is going to have to try to disarm Deebo Samuel and take down Deebo Samuel. I found that to be very interesting if that's the case. Okay, I'm not sure if the Titans would be stupid to get rid of A.J. Brown. I'm sure A.J. Brown with that quarterback, and Tannehill's only going to be around another season, but sure he would want to have a better quarterback overall. DK Metcalf, there's no Russell Wilson anymore there. So Seattle's in a rebuilding phase. DK is going to need his money. What do you do with DK? Do you keep him around for the development of the next quarterback, or do you move on and start the rebuild also in that direction? Jets are waiting for that also. And then Deebo Samuel, of course, is disgruntled. Now, he's not negotiating with them. We really don't know. But, man, we're hearing that he doesn't want to be, that slash player anymore. Is that true or not? But if he wants, high-level money, Tyreek Hill type money, but he doesn't want to play the position that he can play, how does that put you in in a really difficult position? So you're now going to go to a new team with a fat-ass contract to play a role that you normally don't play. And how do we know you're going to be that much more valuable or as valuable in that position? We don't. But I found it interesting that if he does get traded, let's say, to the Jets, Mike McDaniel will be the guy that's coaching against him. Mike McDaniel's the guy that helped create him. So you wonder if Mike McDaniel will be the guy that will assist the defense in, this is how you slow this guy down. This is how you stop him. This is how you don't allow him to go off. Whatever. Don't know. But it's interesting, Dr. Frankenstein has to now, dismember Frankenstein after he created Frankenstein. It's kind of weird. But that's the Deebo Samuel story. You know what I mean? And we got plenty of people that are still trying to buy into it. And, some of them are friends of mine also that they think that Deebo Samuel thing could end up ending up here in Miami. I just don't think so. Again, just to remind you all out there, none of our insiders will be on until Thursday, draft day. Our draft shows on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that's when all of the insiders will make their multiple appearances throughout those 3 days. We're not going to bring them on throughout the week during the day because I'd rather have them during the draft for draft coverage. We'll have other people on. Daniel Oyefusi is going to be on today with us. We'll have other NFL people throughout the week. But remember, the shows are going to be more abbreviated throughout the week as we get to Vegas and start doing the draft shows. So Thursday and Friday will be very short shows, about an hour. Also, we are going to have Inside the Paint at noon on Wednesday, not at 9 a.m. Okay? Since we're out in the West Coast, we are moving things around, and the show will start at noon instead on Wednesday. Okay? So please join us throughout the week. And we have one massive guest list joining us for 3 days. You do not want to miss it. I promise you. You're going to absolutely love what we're doing. Let's see. When sports and business, when they collide, something happens on this program. And we got to talk about it because it becomes the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. Man, don't forget, call South Florida's winning team, KSDT. Tax, assurance, advisory, crypto. They do it all. Personal, business, KSDT CPAs. Please call them 305-670-3370 and find out how they can help you, how they've helped so many here in South Florida. Forbes, America's top or one of the best tax firms and accounting firms in the country, KSDT CPA. So the NFL is doing a little something different this year with some of their draft picks in the third day of the draft, Sean. I don't know if you know this, but they're going to be selecting from international destinations. They're going to make their selections. How about that? So the Miami Dolphins, you know where their pick is going to be? Do you know what Christ the Redeemer is in Brazil? That big, beautiful statue over the mountain. They're going to make it. They're going to make one of their 7th round picks from Christ the Redeemer statue in Brazil. Now, check this out. The statue is going to be aqua and orange. They're going to have it in Dolphin colors. How cool is that, dude? I mean, that's like a tourist thing, right? Like when you go to Rio, isn't that one of the places that you want to go to? Like you got to go witness that yourself, right? Because you're high up on the mountain. They built that ginormous, beautiful statue up, and you're overlooking, Rio and the areas of Rio, which just amazing stuff. So the NFL awarded international marketing rights to a number of its franchises. 8 different countries were split amongst 18 teams, and they're going to have the right to market their biggest stars and games in those countries for some that will start with the NFL draft. It'll be the first time many of these teams put their international part of their marketing plans into action. 10 NFL franchises will announce one of their picks from another country, according to the Sports Business Journal. Some of the events will include Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro being lit in Dolphins colors after the Dolphins pick is announced from Brazil. Former Jets center Nick Mangold announcing one of the team's picks from an observation deck at the Shard in London. Najee Harris announcing the Steelers pick in Mexico City. The Buccaneers will make one of their picks in Munich. It's likely that it will also be used as an opportunity for the NFL to reveal details of the first regular season game being played in Germany, which, of course, Sports Business Journal reported earlier this year would happen. England and Mexico have hosted NFL regular season games for years. 6 other countries, including Canada, Germany, Ireland, Spain, and Sweden, have hosted exhibition games. An exhibition was scheduled to be played in China in 2007, but was rescheduled and then ultimately canceled. Live games are certainly the best way to market the leagues internationally. The next step is creating an international presence for the NFL draft, which rarely features any international prospects. So there you go. That's going to be pretty cool to see that moment when the Dolphins make their pick and Christ the Redeemer statue is in aqua and orange, man. That's pretty cool. I like that. I want to get that picture. If anybody gets a really good picture of Christ the Redeemer in aqua and orange, please send it to me. I would love to have that picture. So if you find it on the web that night, that day, or the next day or whatever, because obviously tons of people are going to be taking pictures of that and posting it all over social media. I want to get the best possible shot of that Christ the Redeemer in aqua and orange, man. That would be really, really cool if we're able to do that. All right. The Welton Rayom text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the Welt and Rayom text line, let's see what we have here. We got a bunch of people sending stuff for prizes. America's built on common sense and lies. Yes. What else? Actually, I just talked about the Jets and Debo Samuel. Somebody just asked me that. Your thoughts on Debo if he ends up with the Jets? Okay, the others are giveaways. There's a lot of them going on. One guy is asking me about how's it going, Big O. Dorothy's latest album dropped today. Make sure to check it out. It kicks ass. Steve in Pensacola. Steve, I always check out all of Dorothy's music, man. I own all her music. I'm a big fan of Dorothy, man. She is absolutely fantastic. What else do we have here on the program to talk about? So Bucks defeat the Bulls last night, 119-95. Milwaukee leads 3-1. Giannis with 32 and 17. Holiday had 27. Nuggets defeat the Warriors 126-121. So Golden State leads 3-1 now. Clay had 32. Steph had 33. Jokic had 37 in the win for the Nuggets. The Pelican, they defeated the Suns 118-103. I thought CP3 was supposed to show us some. You know, it's funny to watch all the veteran talking heads on ESPN and some of the guys that, you know, played the game. And I get it. CP3 is friends with everybody and all that. I think people just have a hard time sometimes being honest about the situation. And CP3 is not the guy that's going to carry a team anymore. And he can't. And what did he do? 2 of 8, 0 of 3 from three-point range, 4 points, 3 turnovers, 35 minutes, no Booker. And I heard a couple guys, no, here's where CP3 takes over. And I'm like, have you been watching the guy? He breaks down constantly. He doesn't have the body to take over anymore. And now that series finds itself tied 2 apiece. So it's the injuries change the complexion of everything. And as Heat fans, we know 2 years ago in the bubble, we're still pissed about that. We're still pissed. This is why I was pissed on Friday when the Heat lost to the Hawks, because it's one extra game that you put yourself out there, which puts you at risk for injuries. And wow, man, I mean, and for anybody to think that he's there at that point where he can carry you, he's just not that guy anymore. He hasn't been that guy in several years. 118-103 in that one. And then Kevin Durant. What's going on with that one, dude? Kevin Durant. Is Kevin Durant getting old? Is he worn down by all the minutes he's had to play this year, having to carry the team without Kyrie and Harden's, lazy ass? And now you've got the Ben Simmons mess. He's coming back. No, he's not coming back. It's like, really? Now you're on that train? I don't know. He looks kind of old. And then you look at him and they're defending him and they're blocking him and they're stealing the ball from him. And then there's a part of me that says, this guy's got to be worn out also mentally and physically. I'll be very interested to see what Kevin Durant shows up next year for the first couple of months. I'm going to be intrigued to see if it's the same Kevin Durant, because the guy I'm watching now is not the same Kevin Durant that, I'm known for. That one I know is the ultimate badass. One of the best players on the planet. And he's not that guy. So, but I don't know if it's the 40 plus minutes, because Anthony Chang brought that up on Friday or on Thursday, I'm sorry, and that made a lot of sense. And I'm thinking, hey, maybe he's starting to get a little old because you never know when Father Time wants to creep up on your ass, you're not ready for it, man. And it hits you like a ton of bricks, and boom. What are you attributing it to? Is Kevin Durant starting to get old? Did Father Time start to knock on that door? Not say catch up, or was he a worn down man physically and mentally?
The more I think about it, I think it's a combination of both.
Might be. You might be right.
It's that Father Time is slowly creeping up on him, and he just doesn't have the ability to
overcome anymore,
carry that team.
Yeah, you might be right.
And so now he's worn out by the time he gets to the playoffs.
Dude, he looks worn out, dude. He looks worn out. And you left Golden State for this. Wow. That's crazy. All right, let's take a very quick break here. Daniel Oyefusi is going to join us from the Miami Herald. Let's talk a little Miami Dolphins with the Miami Herald beat reporter next.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
All righty. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald. Let's get that KSDT billboard off his face there so we can actually see the young man. Daniel, good afternoon, my friend. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Big O. Been a minute. How you doing?
Yes, it's been a minute, man. Are they sending you out to Vegas or are you staying here? I would imagine you're staying here, right?
Yeah. I mean, 4 picks, late second round, it's late third round. You staying over here. We're gonna relax and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully, it's not too much action.
By the way, you're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe named Deebo Samuel to Miami, right? You're not entering in that silliness sweet.
It's not even entering my thought process. I mean, what would it take to get that guy? And they already got Tyreek. Maybe if they were available at the same time.
Next year? You're going to give up your picks next year? Come on.
Greer said he doesn't want to touch those first rounders. So it's a long shot in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you because Greer knows that next year's draft is way better than this one, man.
Yeah.
And, the people are saying, hey, what I get at 15 or 22 ain't much of a difference from what you're getting at 5 or 6. So this is not a great draft. Let's wait till next year. And if you hit on Tua and everything else, now you've got a bunch of picks to really complement this team next year.
Exactly.
And it really sets you up. Plus, Daniel, I've been saying this for 2 weeks now. They already have Deebo Samuel on the team.
Yeah, man.
But his name is like 6 different dudes that are going to play that role. Yeah. And that's what I've been explaining, that Waddle will do a little something that he does, and so will Tyreek, and so will Chase, and so will Mostert, and so will Cedric. And so that's I think that's what's actually happening. When Mike designed it, he said, okay, I'm going to add Alec Ingold can do a couple of those things that Deebo does. Tyreek can do it. And so I think it's a piecemeal type of thing. And he's going to play a little bit of that Deebo Samuel, but it's going to be with all kinds of players. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree. I will say I think it would have been interesting to see if maybe like this Deebo situation came about like a month ago at the same time that the Tyreek Hill situation came out. Maybe they would have tried to. But again, I think that when you add in like the draft capital that Chris Grier doesn't want to give up in 2023, and the fact that, like you said, I mean, Tyreek Hill is Deebo Samuel maybe plus. I mean, he can do the stuff Deebo Samuel. He was doing a lot of that stuff before.
Yeah, but I don't want him running into linebackers, bro.
I mean, you're not gonna put him between the tackles, but if you want to do some sweeps outside and have him beat guys to the edge,
Sure.
you can do that. So again, I mean, I'm not even letting the Deebo Samuel to Miami stuff even enter my conscience right now.
Here's the other thing I brought up on this show that I don't think a lot of I'm telling you, most people don't bring it up because I see what people are writing and talking about. That's a dangerous contract, dude. That's a position that's never been created. So all of a sudden now, I'm going to have a receiver / running back that's going to be running into physicality.
Yeah.
No, man, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I want my athletes avoiding contact.
Yeah.
Slide, go out of bounds, beat Ted Ginn, bro. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? We were losing our lunch when Tua took on that guy and put his shoulder into it. It's like, I get it, Tua. It's cool, all that, but dude, don't lose your head now. You don't want to do that all the time. So that's the other part of the equation that I don't think people take into account. No, give him a 5-year contract, give up all the picks. And by the way, do you know that guy could get worn down? And he says
he he didn't. That's the reports that he didn't even want to be a running back half the time.
So think about this.
Why would you give him the contract if he doesn't even want to do what made him like really worth that contract? I know he's a great receiver, but what really like made him blow up is the running back stuff. So,
are you sure he can be Tyreek Hill full time or Waddle full time? We don't even.
I mean, he was putting up some Pro Bowl numbers. He was on that pace, but I mean, I don't know. I'd still take Tyreek Hill as a wide receiver, just a wide receiver only over Deebo.
That's what I mean. But he was putting up the Pro Bowl numbers also as a runner.
You're right.
Is what it was opening up his game that way.
Yeah.
If you make him a full-time receiver, all of a sudden now you're paying him an enormous salary, and you don't really know if he can be the same.
This was the first season he really came out as a receiver. Tyreek Hill's been doing this for 4 or 5 years, so you have that.
Exactly.
You already know what you have. So yes, the Deebo Samuel Miami stuff. We gotta. I know it's ambitious. It's been an exciting offseason, but we gotta shut that down.
It's greed, bro. It's greed. As now that you're on the beat, you'll notice that Dolphin fans want to trade for everybody available.
That's all.
Sign everybody available. I mean, it's like they think there is no cap whatsoever.
I mean, Greer been operating like there's no cap. They still got $20 million right now, so I don't blame Dolphins fans for thinking that.
Yeah, but that's how they've been forever, my brother. Because I've been doing it for 32 years, and they want to scoop up everybody that becomes available. All right,
they think it's mad.
Yeah. As you take your deep dive, what's your gut tell you? What direction does Miami go in that 3rd or 4th round?
Yeah, my gut tells me, and I've been watching a little bit of film, but mostly trusting the guys that do this full time, and just based off all the moves they've made so far, my gut tells me it's a offensive lineman at that 102 pick, and specifically an interior offensive lineman. I mean, you upgrade the offensive line to tackle at left guard, but you still don't have like a legitimate like backup or even competition for Dieter. And Chris Greer said we're going to get competition. I don't know, like the JC Tretter stuff has been kind of quiet for the past couple of weeks. And I feel like if you're getting JC Tretter, that's not competition. That's a bona fide starter. But he said that the offensive line class is pretty deep. So I think that there's a couple guys that they could get at 102 who could not only could probably like be a backupper in the rotation, but push Dieter for that starting spot. Linebacker is another position that I think is pretty deep, and then obviously get somebody at 3rd or 4th. But again, I mean, if you kind of like follow the trail, Chris Greer signed every single linebacker that they have. So are they going to use a 3rd round pick on a linebacker who is like a special teams guy and maybe plays a couple downs? I don't know. It feels like interior offensive line just seems like whether it's center, guard, I don't know, just almost seems like you just want to pencil that in.
Is there a name or two you're looking at 102 that since you're looking at guard or center?
Yeah.
Is there a name Daniel Oyefusi can give us?
So the guy, I've been doing all those mock draft simulators like fans doing and whatnot. And the guy that just always pops up at 102 is Luke Fortner, a guard / center from Kentucky. He played in the zone scheme in Kentucky, so it's a perfect fit for what the Dolphins are trying to do. He played like he split his starts at center and guard. So it's like if he doesn't beat out Dieter, he can be a backup guard and then maybe potentially be a center. He moves well. He has pretty decent size. So he's a guy that is probably perfect. Cam Jurgens is another guy, I think from Nebraska, who he's been compared to the top center in the draft, Tyler Linderbaum, but he's like a bigger version of him. I don't know if he's going to be around at 102, But that's another guy who I think that if they get him, it's like that's a slam dunk pick. Because we only have 4 picks and 2 of them in the 7th round. So we got to be kind of realistic with like our expectations. Like maybe they get one potential starter, maybe they get another like contributor in the first year. But outside of that, you're just kind of hoping that you come away with one guy who can contribute in year 1.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Running back not an option for you?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the deal. I think that like the history of the Dolphins and McDaniels suggests that like that 4th round or 7th round could be the sweet spot for a guy. But I'm kind of like on the fence about it because it's like they already added 2 guys and they have 2 returning guys in Ahmed and Gaskin, and they have a fullback that's going to be on the roster. So it's like,
but they don't have a big back. That's the thing. I think they need a big back. That's the only mix that's missing because most.
I mean, they got Jared Dokes right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he's done nothing in his career. So that's what I'm saying. You have to bring competition in there. But Dokes is what I'm talking about, a big back. And maybe you go and get another back in that 3rd or 4th round, maybe even 7th round, like Stokes,
I mean, the 7th round could be a sweet spot because I mean the Dolphins. I mean they drafted Gaskin in the 7th round. I mean honestly, the way that the Dolphins have operated and McDaniel, they could get somebody like an undrafted rookie. Honestly, they could get an undrafted rookie who can come in and play special teams and show some things. But again, my thing is like you have so few picks. It's like, do you really want to use that 3rd rounder, that first pick on a running back, even the 4th rounder? Maybe
if you like him a lot, like I like James Cook.
Oh yeah, okay, that's different. Yeah, that's different.
Well, that's a guy that's going to go in that 3rd or 4th rounds. I don't know if he'll last the 4th round, but he might be there for the Dolphins at 103.
He wouldn't even be a running back to me. He'd be like a Deebo Samuel type guy where you can put him out, have him run routes, do jet sweeps.
That's a nice job by you because I did not think about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at him,
he's really good job on your part.
He's built like a wide receiver. He's built like a wide receiver. And in Georgia, they had him running routes. So he was like, you got to look at the highlights. He was running routes like a wide receiver.
No, I know. Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm complimenting you. That's a really good call on your part, Daniel. I did not think. I was thinking more traditional with him. Yeah. And now that you mentioned the Deebo Samuel and how he's built, you are correct. And he is a good pass catcher.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he actually works out. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the commitment to the running game. I'm with you on the O-lineman because of the commitment to the running game.
Yeah.
But I also think they're missing that bigger back, and they don't have that in that group right there. And remember, Mostert is on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I was going to bring up that point. I mean, Gaskin is on his last year.
Right.
Chase
is 2 years.
So 2 years, but they could, if they wanted to get rid of him after 1 year, they could do that. So I think that they're going to bring in a running back. I'm going to tell you that, whether it's an undrafted guy or one of these picks, they're going to bring in a running back for sure.
And let me tell you something. Chase in this system, oh my God,
yeah.
He fits so perfectly in this system.
That's going to be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, dude, because he is so versatile, and he is a really smart player, and he's a guy that can play the pass game, the run game, either way. I'm telling you, it's a really good. But the Cook thing, you got me thinking now on the Deebo.
That's maybe their Deebo. And he's a hometown guy too, so that'd be a great story.
That's a really interesting one there overall. All right. Do you see the Dolphins trading anyone to get into the draft? I don't see them using their picks for next year to get into this draft. Yeah. But is there a player Daniel Oyefusi feels could be traded from the Dolphins on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday to get into the draft?
Well, we got to go back and look at who were kind of those guys who were on the cap casualty type watch. And I think that for the most part, they kind of got rid of most of those guys. Like they got rid of Jesse Davis, even though I'm not sure what they would have gotten for him. They already traded Devontae. I don't know, maybe a guy like Eric Rowe, who, you know, he's going to be a backup safety. They could save some money by trading him or cutting him. But then again, you don't want to slim your safety depth. I mean, they really don't have anybody else besides Rowe, and they really need a traditional free safety in case something happens to Javon. They don't have a guy who can fill in a free safety. I'm not sure. I think right now they're in a really solid spot where they have really, really strong starters and they have quality depth. And I'm not sure if there's any position that's you're kind of like having embarrassment or riches. I mean, really wide receiver was that position, and they got rid of Devontae, and they got an extra third next year. But there's no position where you say like they just have more guys than spots, and then they're gonna get rid of. I mean, they need to add depth at offensive line. They need to add depth at corner, at safety. I don't see it right now.
Yeah, no. The only guy I was thinking is if somebody liked Iggy as much as they did,
I
and
mean,
are willing to give up, I don't know, a third rounder. I don't know if you can get a second rounder, but
man, I like Noah. That's my Nigerian brother. We both Nigerian, so I'm rooting for him off the strength of that. But I'm just not sure. I think it's one of those deals where you try to make it work with him for another year. I couldn't see them getting anything other than a day 3 pick for Noah because he just hasn't shown anything at this point.
yeah, no, I'm with you there. They're going to have to play him this year for sure because they have to find a way to find out if he can help them out.
He's got to get on special teams, man. I mean, he was deactivated because he couldn't play special teams. So I mean, that's the start, really. He's not playing over X or Byron, so he's got to be active on game day just to start.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Not every corner, not every receiver, not every running back is a special teamer, and those are the facts.
If you're not a starter, that's what you got to do, though. So,
right. But usually, when you're a first rounder, you're usually a position player, not really. The special team stuff is like a side thing that you're actually doing. But the sad part is that he couldn't even do that. So then he doesn't help you out in either way. And there's no doubt that he's got a boatload of talent, man.
He's got the athletic traits, yeah.
And he's a really good kid, man. It's just a matter of, the light going up. And because he's so green, also a former wide receiver, and he was converted to corner at Auburn.
I almost feel for him because it's like he was picked way ahead of he was even supposed to be picked. Like if he was a second rounder or a third rounder, it'd be a little different. But when you're a first rounder, and it's like you're expected to come and do something off the jump. So, I mean, hopefully maybe Surtain and Madison can get him right, but we'll see.
We'll see, man. All right. What are you working on the Miami Herald, Daniel, so folks can check you out?
Yeah, so I just posted my last draft preview. I think we have 5 of those. So we hit running back, interior offensive line, offensive tackle, linebacker. I might be missing something. But if you go to MiamiHerald.com, we have all the draft previews. I'm working on a mock draft just for the Dolphins to see if we can try to hit some of those needs that we were just talking about. And then obviously Thursday, it's going to be a little quiet, but we'll still be monitoring that, and we're going to have wall-to-wall coverage of the Dolphins and who they pick over the weekend.
We'll see. Do the Jets? What's your prediction? Do the Jets trade for AJ, DK, or Debo?
I'm gonna say none.
Or
of them.
do they not get any?
I'm gonna say none of them. I'm gonna say that none of them. Just I don't know. Just fans. They've been clamoring for Debo, so the opposite's gonna happen. They're gonna have to make it work with those picks, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. What they do with
I was talking about this earlier. Think about this: if the Jets get them, the coach that helped create them, the Dr. Frankenstein that helped create them, is going to be the guy that's going to have to help take them apart.
Yeah.
So
he's got the insider knowledge, so he'd be the perfect guy for that.
Yeah, it kind of becomes an interesting storyline if he goes to the Jets, because then he has to face his former coach, who should know all the tricks of the trade with him. You know what I mean? So
I mean, Jets fans can't have anything nice. So I just don't see it.
Yeah, I know that's it's kind of how we feel sometimes with some of our teams locally here. At times it's like, when can we get something nice here for this team? So we're hoping for it. Daniel, thank you for taking some time, my man. We'll catch up again down the line.
Anytime, big guy. You take care, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go, Daniel Oyefusi from the Miami Herald. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, by the way, at Daniel Oyefusi. And please subscribe to the Herald and support all the excellent journalists in the Miami Herald. Daniel, Barry Jackson, who writes like 87 articles a day. There's a bunch of good people there at the Miami Herald, so make sure you support them out there doing their thing. Let's see, what do we have here? Tampa Bay Lightning, a dirty team. No, they're just a great team, and hopefully the Panthers can take them down, baby. Let's see. Ahmad, Gaskins, Ingold, Edmonds, Dokes, Munster. Well, I don't know about Dokes. We don't know anything about Dokes. We haven't seen anything from Dokes. We can't count on him. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the Gator running back is good too, John. Yes, they got a nice little back there also. Damn, I got to give Daniel some credit there. I did not think of Cook as kind of in that Debo role. That's It's very creative on his part to think that. Speaking of Deebo Samuel, did you guys see Le'Veon Bell? So Le'Veon Bell was commenting on Deebo Samuel. Because as you know, Deebo Samuel's trying to get that big contract. And so back in 2017, Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell was one of the best running backs in the NFL, but a moral stand hiding behind simply greed turned to what was perhaps a Hall of Fame career into an afterthought. After sitting out an entire season, Bell then moved on from Pittsburgh and has been a non-factor on 4 teams in 3 seasons. So he took to Twitter to try and milk a little more sympathy on Thursday, using some sort of parallel between his situation back in 2018 and the current situation for the Niners, a wide receiver Deebo Samuel. When asked by Steelers announcer Bob Pompani asked him if he would have done anything differently, Bell dodged the question, instead stating he would just have played wide receiver. So these are the tweets. It says, if Deebo doesn't play this year, one thing the 49ers are going to make sure is to feed someone else the ball and make it seem as if they didn't need Deebo, when in reality, we all know the truth. But if Deebo doesn't play, they'll try to make it seem like the backup is just as good. See, here's the problem with Le'Veon Bell. Ignorance, stupidity, lacks common sense, lacks intelligence. And that's why he sits out a year, and that's why he ruins his NFL career. And even a guy like Andy Reid got rid of him in a championship season and said, yeah, we don't need you. He still doesn't get it. He has no one to blame but himself for his situation. He had no business. The Steelers would have committed to you. Okay, are you going to break the bank? Maybe not, but you have to understand you're a running back. And by the way, a lot of NFL teams are thanking you now because you, what was the name of the dude from Georgia that went over to the Rams and blew out his knee? Todd Gurley. Now the Giants kid, Saquon Barkley. And over the last couple of years, it's either a young back that came out, high pick, or free agents that got big-time money, and they all flopped. And it sent a message to the league that was already there a couple of years ago that we're away from the bell cow running back, but yet some of these teams still wanted to do this. And then when Pompini asks him, serious question, Le'Veon, if you had to do it all over again, would you choose the same course of action or stay in Pittsburgh? And he answered, I'd play wide receiver with a laughing face. Why? Because he can't even be man enough to admit that he made a mistake. And you're going to make mistakes, and I'm going to make a shitload of mistakes. But man, we got to admit when we make the mistake. And giving out more bad information and bad suggestions is not good by you, Le'Veon. It just shows, and people around the league go, this is why we've all given up on the guy. He's a clown. I mean, this is the moron that picks up 2 skanks and then goes to a gym and leaves the 2 skanks in his apartment so they can go rampaging and steal everything. And then he comes back from a workout and he's wondering, where's his stuff? Okay, so you left 2 strange women in your house. What do you think is going to happen, bro? It's just not a smart person. I happen to know the exact reason why he was kicked out of Pittsburgh. It's never been talked about publicly at all. Nobody has the story. I'm the only one that probably has the story. Maybe there might be another guy or two that is not talking about it, but I know exactly what Le'Veon Bell did in Pittsburgh and why they wanted no part of Le'Veon Bell. They were disgusted with Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh. I'm talking about the front office and ownership. Disgusted with him and his action. I can't tell you what it was. I know what it was, but I can't say what it was. And from that moment, he was gone to them. And that's why it wasn't going to happen in Pittsburgh from that moment. A decision he made, an action he exercised, and it ended his world in Pittsburgh. So, tell us, Big O, $1 million in crypto, Cash App, Cash Big O Show, $1 million in crypto, and I'll tell you exactly what he did. And I'm telling you, this is ironclad gold, just like what I knew about Flores. Same thing. I mean, I don't need to lie to you people. I don't care. I don't chase stories. They come to me when I get them, and that's it. I used to chase to break stories and all. I don't do that anymore. I can do plenty of that if I really felt like it. And I don't do it anymore. But yeah, I know exactly why he was booted from Pittsburgh and why he was never wanted there again and why he is persona non grata, why they can't stand his ass, why they're disgusted with him. I know. So, stop teasing, Big O, if you're not going to spill. No, I tease plenty, and I wasn't going to tell you Jordan Love. Somebody else broke it. I let Omar break it. I told you guys, didn't I say that? Did I not say all year that Flores was running roughshod through the building? Okay. All right. Same. If I tell you something, I'm telling you. So it's not the what I'm trying to tell you with Le'Veon, it's not a contract. Had nothing to do with money. Zero. Okay? So when I tell you zero. Kind of like Edge energy drink. Zero aftertaste. Zero. Nada. Nay. Just like that. Omar, start digging. Well, he is. Isn't he going to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette? Oh, you know what? When Omar starts at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, I'm going to go start digging, find out why Le'Veon Bell is hated in Pittsburgh. Find out. Go, Omar. Big O wants somebody to give him $1 million in crypto. Jordan Love is out, so now he throws out another lure. Yeah, hey, do you blame me? Okay. I got some information, some nuggets here in this cranium. So I might as well, milk it. If I'm going to piss off a source, if a source tells me here's this story, but you can't say it, I'm screwed. I can't say it. You know what I mean? But if somebody else breaks it, then, what can I do? Now, if you give me $1 million in Bitcoin, then I got to turn to that person and say, hey, look, I did not want to say it, but I got $1 million in Bitcoin. And they're going to go, okay. And I'm going to go, hey, steak dinner on me. Let's go. You got any other nuggets for me so I can make another $1 million? No, I'm joking. Big O, find something to watch, a series, any sleeper shows you watching now. The only thing I'm watching is the Lakers thing. Oh, no, I'm watching Endgame. I like that one. That's a good show, man. I am enjoying Endgame with what's her name from Firefly and the V and all that other stuff. She's really pretty, man. Damn it, what's her name? Anyway, but yeah, she's there in that show, and that's a good one, man. I'm really enjoying Endgame. That's what I'm watching with the wife. Big O, my gut tells me Gesicki is going to be trade bait Thursday night. What do you think? I think you could be right. I think that could be an option for them. I don't think so. I think they're going to experiment with him for a year, but because he's tagged and not extended, you, sir, could be 1,000% right. Don't forget, folks, to hit the like button. Dougie Fresh says, oh, you and Sean need to do your version of the Great Karnak. Ah. Mayans MC. I saw, I have it saved on my YouTube thing, the Mayans. You're watching it? It's good? Does it have any Sons of Anarchy references to it? Because it's a spin-off. Wait a minute. There's a second season of the Mayans? I thought it just started. This is the third season?
Second or third, I can't remember. Yeah.
Holy crap, I'm really that. Oh, then I'm going to start watching. I thought this was season 1. I was letting it build up so I can binge.
It started kind of with the main character, Easy.
Yeah?
Getting out of jail.
Oh.
When he was in jail, they kind of went back to where he was with Jax.
Okay.
In jail. They met each other through the prison thing. And when in the one scene, he's walking in and Katie Seagal sitting at the table waiting for Jack. It's kind of like a flashback to when he was, and so it's got those things. And then also, of course, Sons of Anarchy's in it and through the storyline. But this season they're going to have a big thing. But you have to also remember this is after everything else has happened.
Right after Jax is dead and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also remember.
So this picks up after Jax dies. Because I guess Sons of Anarchy, they end up losing out on the gun trade, right? Because it gets dissolved. Is that what it is? Is the anarchy dissolved and the Mayans take over?
Go into all of that.
Okay, so the Mayans basically take over Sons gun
the
trade.
Mayans start doing the cartel. They work with the cartel.
Okay, and the
because remember who was
how about the Irish?
Who was the leader of the Mayans? Do you remember
the leader of the Mayans? I forgot the guy's face now. I forgot now.
Well, he ends up, in the whole story.
I know if I see the face again, I'll remember.
Goes where he steps down.
Oh, okay.
And then divides the Mayans into 3 charters.
Okay.
And then that's kind of where the San Pedro charter is the one in the story. Is the one mostly in the story.
Okay.
But then things happen, and now we're at this season, which I don't want to give spoilers. So, but ultimately, it's going to be pretty good. It looks to be pretty good.
All right, I gotta definitely get on it. Big O speaking. Do you watch Ozark? No, I do not. The wife watches it. She says it's up and down. It's slow at times. I've heard people say that it's really good, but it has its slow moments. But I am not watching it. I have not watched it. Morena Baccarin. That's it. Thank you, Derek. You got it right. Morena Baccarin. Yeah, she's a smoke show. She's really pretty, man. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, you watch Breaking Bad? Yes. Breaking Bad was awesome. Love Breaking Bad. That was an entertaining show. Big O, steak dinner. Come on, cheapo. All right, so I'll give him $100,000 in crypto. I'll give him $100,000 in Bitcoin. Are you happy with that? All right, so now give me the $1 million so I can tell you the story. It's a good story, by the way. It's a really good story. It's a good story that if I would tell the story, you would then go, what the F, Le'Veon? Like, dude, that's what you would do. Let's see. Big O, speaking of shows. Oh, no, I got that one already. Living the Dream. No. Better Call Sal. I saw a little bit. I saw the first couple of episodes and I wasn't that impressed. It might have gotten better. But I saw the first couple episodes and I was, But some people swear by it. They love it. $100,000 works, bud. All right, go ahead. $100,000 in Bitcoin. I'll take it. Go ahead. Drop it. Cash Big O Show on Cash App. Cash Big O Show. So you can join the Bitcoin I have there from Aaron Rodgers, who gave me some Bitcoin. Be funny. I think I might have a heart attack if I would open up my Cash App and that Bitcoin really would be the You would probably kill me, to be honest with you. Like, whoa, somebody actually gave me $1 million. It would never happen, right? That's just one of those crazy things you talk about, but there's no shot. But that's why I think I would end up with a heart attack, because there's no shot of it ever happening. So if it happens, you know you're dying like right on the spot, probably. That's what's going to end up happening. All right. I hope you all are taking advantage of some of these amazing freaking dips that are going on in the market right now. Oh, man. It's starting to come back up again now. And Bitcoin's working its way back to 40,000. It's been in that 39 area all weekend long. And it's 39.6 right now. And it just doesn't climb any farther than that. It stays right there, man. Big O, you have a lot to catch up with the Mayans MC. Last week was the first episode of season 4. Wow. Oh, so I have a lot. I thought it was one season. I didn't know they had 4 seasons. Now their seasons are what, like 12 episodes? They're short seasons probably, right? They're not 20, 22, I bet. There's no way. There's no way, because I don't even think Sons of Anarchy was that many. I think Sons of Anarchy was one of those 12, 15 episode seasons. They weren't 20, 22, 24. I remember 90210 would have like 31, 32, 33, 34 episodes in a season. Season 3 was 10 episodes? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Usually, yeah, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hour special to start it off. That makes sense. Wow, 4 seasons. So, yeah, I have a lot to catch up. Yellowstone, a great show. Never seen it. Always Sunny and Mr. Robot. I love Always Sunny. Mr. Robot, boring. Wasn't impressed with Mr. Robot. Can't say I like that one. I got to say. All right, what else do we have here on Le Programme? One of the things we love to do also, we've got the NBA slate tonight. We've got 3 games on the slate. And one of the things we like to do is our liquor split matchup of the night.
It's time to tap that app. And no one loves to tap that app like the Big O. Here's the liquor split matchup of the night.
Alrighty. We got a couple of games tonight. First of all, the Mavs are favored over the Jazz minus 3.5. By the way, the Jazz are looking like absolute chokers in this one, man. I mean, they won 2 of the 3 without Luka. And you got to give Jalen Brunson a lot of credit, bro. I mean, to be up 3-0 and with no Luka, no problem. I know they got him in the 3rd game, but still impressive as hell. Over and under is 212.5. Jazz are plus 130. Dallas is minus 155. The Raptors are, the Sixers are favored by 8 against the Raptors. The over and under is 211.5. The Raptors are plus 280. The Sixers are minus 350. And we've got the choking ass Nets. They are favored by 1 at home against the Celtics. The over and under is 220. Celtics are minus 105 and the Nets are minus 115. And let me tell you something. I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics. I'm going to take the Celtics plus 1 in this game. I think the Nets are toast. I think KD has quit on the team. I don't see him playing defense. I don't see the effort. Kyrie Irving is a guy that can never be trusted ever. And whoever gives him a long-term contract, well, you're stupid and you deserve what you get overall when it's all said and done. I don't believe the Nets have it in them anymore. I think this is a team that's done. Steve Nash has been an embarrassment, bro. He has absolutely gotten smoked. So I am going to go Celtics in this one, plus 1. I'll take the point. Celtics will win, will eliminate Brooklyn, and send their asses home on a sweep. That is your liquor split matchup of the night.
The matchup of the night is brought to you by Liquor Split, Miami's own online liquor store. Liquor Split. Download then tap that app and get your favorite liquor delivered to you for just $2.99. No risk, no drinking and driving. Tap that app with Liquor Split.
Alrighty. By the way, congratulations to Tyson Fury, who defeated Dylan White over the weekend and then retired. And it sucks that he retires because, right? It hurts, right? Because he's good for, huh? Why? You're an anti-Tyson Fury guy?
No, he's heading to the WWE.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see. That's right. So you win. Boxing loses. You know, we talk about this with baseball. They don't know how to market their game. Players aren't proactive in marketing their game. They're not all over social media like basketball players are, like football players are, like soccer players are. They're all over it. Tyson Fury is what boxing needs. Colorful character, a presence, a real boxer, like a guy that can actually step in the ring and is a badass. A puncher, a boxer, a singer, an entertainer, a joker. This is what you need in order to promote your game. And boxing, my Lord, needs so many Tyson Furies. So on behalf of a guy that loves boxing and loves to watch boxing, and I watched that fight, and I didn't expect anything different than what I saw. I expected Tyson to dominate him, and he was an awkward dude. He was a guy like you've never seen before as a boxer, fighter, and even as a character. And boxing lost big time as Tyson Fury retired. Okay, I just want you to know that. And for those of us that love boxing, this is a huge loss for all of us. And we don't have a lot of heavyweight boxers that we can admire too. You know, that's been the weight class that's been hurt the most the last 30 years, right? I mean, in the 80s, we had some. In the 70s, obviously, and further back, the heavyweight division was, you know, the marquee sport of the world practically. You know what I'm saying? So boxing has fallen really, really far. And look, we're here at Hialeah Park where we've got a great card on May 7th. It's going to be awesome. And please, we encourage you to come on out. And if you want to win a pair of tickets, send your full name, your email address, and your phone number to our Twitter page, DM at Big O Show, Big O Radio Show on Instagram, Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com on email, and also on our Welt and Realm text line, 855-912-1056. If you want to win those tickets for May 7th. And if you don't, then go to hialeahpark.com and buy your tickets, and we'll see you there on Saturday night, May 7th, for una gran noche de boxeo cubano, too. But again, to Tyson Fury, much love, my brother. Much love. What you've done is absolutely impressive in your career. And as a sports fan, I just want to say that I admire the crap out of you, man. Thanks for what you brought to the table. Appreciate you big time. By the way, Slobans is a proud sponsor of our program. They are sponsors for our NFL draft show. Obviously, they sponsor the Inside the Paint show with Ira Winderman and Clay Ferraro, and also Ian Rappaport, too, our look around the NFL. And don't forget, right now, we can give you a free doorbell camera, 1-800-ALARM-ME. The first 40 Big O listeners right now, 1-800-ALARM-ME. Do what Sean Stanley and myself have done. Alarmo is protecting our home, so you can do it too by calling them at 1-800-ALARM-ME. We're going to give away free 40 doorbell cameras right now to our listeners. Make sure you mention the Big O. And, of course, it connects to your smartphone. And when you use our professional installation or our low-cost central station monitoring, you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. You're going to love it, folks. Call them, 1-800-ALARM-ME. Protect your home, protect your business, or protect your doggies at home like what we do. 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right? There you go. And congratulations to the UM basketball team getting Nigel Pack. How about Mr. Ruiz? He gives him Life Wallet, gives him a 2-year, $800,000 deal, $400K each year for the kid from K-State. If he stays 1 year, he only gets $400. If he stays 2 years, he gets $800,000. And a new car, by the way. Okay? 6-footer, 180 pounds, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. You beat out Ohio State and Purdue. Purdue dishing out that NIL money? No, because, I know Ohio State's been dishing out. How come those schools, they've been dishing out for decades, money in bags and all that stuff. So what's the NIL deal for them? It's no different.
Well, the thing is, maybe they haven't caught up with what, now that it's.
You mean we have to do it? We can't do it. We got to do it legally?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. I don't want to do it legally.
It's not one paper bag anymore. Now it's got to be a few paper bags.
Yeah.
It's not the McDonald's bag anymore.
Yeah, the McDonald's bag is not big enough anymore.
We're going to grocery bags now.
Yeah. We moved on. Yeah. Tyson Fury had such honesty about him. He puts every aspect of his life out there. Really am a huge fan. How can you not be a Tyson Fury fan, bro? How can you not like that guy? You know what I mean? He's just everything you want for sports, man. Perfect, man. I agree, Big O. Fury was what we grew up loving boxing with, like an Ali Frazier, Lennox Tyson, Foreman. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Who won the Alarmos? Oh, they'll find out this afternoon when we pick them. All right. There you go. All right. It is time to wrap it up here on the program. We are back tomorrow morning. We are going to do our show, and then we head out to Las Vegas. So we'll have some fun tomorrow morning. Join us. Regular show tomorrow. And 10 to 1, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. Remember, our insiders will be on later in the week. But we will have a bunch of guests for you tomorrow anyway, as always. We thank the Brunetti family. Thank you, as always. Excellent people, exceptional people. Frank Fiore, Steve Calabro, of course. All the great people out here at Hialeah Park. We'll be back here at Hialeah Park on Friday of next week. And then we'll get you ready for the boxing match on May 7th. Remember to send in your name, your email, and your phone number if you want to win one of the 3 Alarmos we're giving away or one of the 10 pairs of boxing tickets. Specify what you want to win, okay? Because if you don't specify, I can't pick you because I don't know what I'm picking. You know what I mean? So I'll move on to the next person that says boxing tickets or Alarmo. One of the 2, okay? There you go. But we'll pick the winners today for boxing. We'll pick the winners for the Alarmo today. All that good stuff. You all be good out there. Have a great day. We thank Sean Stanley, as always, mastering this program. And we thank all of you out there, as always, for keeping it tuned in, hitting that like button, supporting our sponsors, making donations, however it is that you support our show. We appreciate you all out there. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
Sports Grill on Bird Road, Miami Lakes, and their newest location in Doral is now hiring. If you're looking to join a great company and South Florida institution, give them a ring or drop an email. Sports Grill is hiring all kinds of positions from hostess to servers, bartenders, or join the kitchen staff to craft some great food for their amazing customers. Please send your resume to m.cruz@sportsgrillmiami.com or call 305-219-5726. That's 305-219-5726. Sports Grill. Good food, good drink, good friends.